Hey, 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 are you guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. I am super excited, super excited. Hello, 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 those who are watching. Please, this is a participatory event. I want to hear what you have to say. I know that my special guests want to hear what you have to say. This is exactly why we are here. Hi, Marita. That's one of my success sisters. And for those who don't know what the success sisters mean, first of all, let me introduce you to moi. I am Dr. Conti Terrell. I am the founder and the president of Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women. Hi, Tanya. And I started Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women 25 years ago this September. We've helped thousands of women to become their best selves, to leave toxic, abusive, narcissistic relationships. But guess what? I am an overachiever. I love doing things and doing it well. So that just was not enough for me. So then I became the CEO of the amazing Dr. Conti Speaks Enterprises LLC, where we have so many different powerful strategies. We are not trying to help you just strive. We're not trying to help you just leave a toxic relationship. We're trying to help you like blow off the ceiling, just bust the glass ceiling wide open. It is not enough, ladies, just to survive. It is not enough to strive to survive. Hello, Paula. It is not enough to fake it till you make it. It is not enough. It is time for your success season. I am the success and wellness coach, Dr. Conti Terrell, taking the ordinary to celebrities and celebrities to extraordinary. And I have had some clients to do some amazing, powerful, extraordinary things. This is success season. My new book, Queen Up, Sis to Sis, it's time to queen up, goes live this Monday. Sis to Sis, it's time to queen up. And that is my new purpose, my new mission. It's been that all along, but I am just super excited. Like I'm on 110, helping women to be all that God has called you to be. Listen, the best I always tell my clients, my success sister clients, and that's what I call them, and that I coach. Look, don't hate, emulate. It's time to just emulate and create some of the same things that you see. Create something that's in your lane for you. But you need the right tools. You need people to help you who have done it. Why hang around? Who's your friends? Who do you have a mentor? Do you have a coach? You need those things. Who are you flocking with? I always say birds of a feather flock together. Well, are you flocking with some Seneca Dunmores who we're about to bring up? Are you flocking with who is like traveled over 45 countries? Let me tell y'all about this. Who are you flocking with? Are you flocking with some Tess Tims whose salon is making over $100,000 a month? Are you flocking with some B Bartlett's who made $9 million this first quarter? Are you flocking with Kim Gagne, who has three, not one, not two, not three, but three Emmy Award winning trophies? I mean, who are you flocking with? Are you flocking with a Kim Roxy? Is Megan Barkle wearing your makeup? If not, no to all of those questions, you are in the right place. And I want to help you be flocking with some birds of the eagles, okay? Birds and eagles and stuff, not just a chicken. And to do what you need to do. When I have many more success summits, you need to be on showing out and showing off. So, hi, good morning, Nakia. One of the success sisters, one of the sisters that are doing some amazing things. But speaking of amazing things, we're going to get right down to it. We are going to get right down to it. All right. Seneca, let me tell you, I met her. We spoke on the same panel years ago. I may have seen her once or twice in passing, but let me tell you that one time was enough. This little, let's say, uh, pint-sized powerhouse is exactly that. Let me tell you about her. Our first success, extraordinarily successful sister that's coming up is coined the pint-sized powerhouse. Her magnetic energy, unrelenting tenacity, and spellbinding storytelling, which is true. Oh my God, I can't wait for you to hear her. Her abilities. Seneca Dunmore is an international speaker, angel investor, and Access Capital consultant. Along with teaching high impact professionals how to leverage professional speaking as a primary vehicle to secure the capital they need to grow and scale and sustain their businesses. Seneca has traveled to more than 45 countries and has been featured, y'all get this, in national and international media outlets like New York Times, Essence Magazine, and Ebony Black Enterprise. Let me tell you, also Afrocello in Ghana. I came with it with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. Look, it's time. It's your success season. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Our first guest. Let's get these questions on. Hey, beauty. Look at this beautiful woman. I can't hear you. Let me see. I can't hear you. There we go. There we go. Hit it again. Hit it again. No, well, it hit that. There we go. We're good. We're good.
That'll make it easier.
Hey, okay. First of all, let me make sure I get this right. Do you pronounce it Seneca or Seneca?
Seneca, you pronounce it right.
I thought so. I remember that, like I said, when we met years ago. And girl, I've been watching you. And I've been like,
Yes,
yes, she's killing the game. She's killing the game. We both have something in common. We both will be honored this week, this month, next month
yeah,
at the Women Doing It Big conference, and we both also going to be presenting from the main stage, speaking
yeah.
from the main stage. How cool is that?
It is cool.
I love it. I love it. Well, let me tell you, I tell people when people are doing what you're doing, we have questions. I see there. We see she got her coffee. Y'all, I got my coffee.
Yeah,
We
we
just,
ready.
yeah, that's what we do. That's what success. That's what high 6 and 7 figure women do. We grab our coffees.
Yeah. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Wait. All right. So listen. Tell me. First of all, how did you get to start to travel so many different countries?
It was one of those things. So when I finished my master's back in 2006, I moved to New York. I got a job offer with Continental Airlines before they were bought out by United. And
Hmm.
I remember going to talk to my academic coach, and I was telling her like, "Hey, I'm finished, but I'm thinking about joining Continental Airlines." And she looked at me like I was crazy. Like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "Why would you graduate with a master's degree in information technology and work as a stewardess, work as a flight attendant?" But I was like 25 at the time. I was like, this I'm young, I have no children, I can travel the world, I can, and I just wanted to see the world for myself because I
Hmm.
grew up in Sunnyside, on the southeast side of Houston, which was considered the sixth most dangerous neighborhood in America at one point. And so I never got a chance to really explore and get outside of my neighborhood. So the first chance that I got, I took it. And when I took that job, I traveled to so many places and I left after about a year and a half. And after that, I just that international bug just bit me and I just couldn't shake it. And so I just continued to travel. And so when I became a speaker, after about a year, I went international. So yeah,
I love it.
I fell
I
in love
love
with travel.
I love it. So let me ask you this, and I've gotten some other questions coming in. So, what mistakes can you say that you have made along the way?
Oh gosh, where do we start? I mean, especially when you're stepping out on your own journey as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of mistakes that you make
Absolutely.
because for me, I didn't grow up with any entrepreneurs in my family. My mom and dad were both hardworking people, and so I was always taught to go to school, get a good job, and work hard for somebody else all your life. And so there was just a lot of hiccups that I had along the way, both in my personal and professional life. And probably one of the biggest mistakes I made was just um, assuming certain things, right? Not just asking,
Mhm,
just
mhm.
assuming. And so that's probably one of the most critical mistakes that I made in business, was just assuming, you know. But it's part of the journey. Is part for the course. So it's just one of those things, like, you just have to be okay knowing that you're going to have to make mistakes. But the biggest thing is just owning it,
That's
owning your mistakes, right?
that's
Owning it and apologizing and moving forward, not
right.
dwelling on it, not allowing it to stifle you.
As they say, we fall down, just get back up.
Back up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, awesome, awesome. So, what's the best advice someone has given you?
That especially along the entrepreneurial journey, that I didn't have to do it by myself, because I think, especially in our community as Black women, we're socialized to be, these strong, independent, do it
Mm-hmm.
yourself, get it done. And so, and I kind of lived by that for a long time, and I realized, like, there's nothing wrong with humbling yourself and saying, I need
That's
help.
right. That's right.
Right. And probably one of the best things I could have done was get a mentor, right? Get someone
Mhm.
who could mentor me, who's been there, done that. I always tell my students,
All of my success sisters that I coach heard that. I'm huge. I'm huge on them getting mentors. You're
yeah,
so
get a mentor, like, literally, because, like, I have a mentor now who, he lives in North Carolina, and he's a white man.
Mhm.
Go figure. Like, but I tell you what, I learn from him on a weekly basis. I mean, I have a master's, a bachelor's, and and working on a doctorate. In our 2 hour sessions, I feel like I get a master's every time, because of the wealth of information, and because he's been places I've never been. He's run multiple multi-million dollar organizations. And so there's certain things that he's helping me to cut down that learning curve, right? Because there's certain things that I'm absorbing and learning from him that would take me years to learn on my own.
That's right.
Because he's done this for 40 plus years, he's just a sponge of information. So yeah, so that's the thing, like, get a mentor. Get
That's
a mentor.
That's right. That's right. So that's the best advice you've had given, and now that's what you give. Get a mentor.
Yes.
All right. I love that. What's the biggest factor that has helped you be successful?
you know um I think unlearning and relearning. And so let me unpack that. So, I guess I grew up in churches where it was always about, oh, in the sweet by and by, and soon and very soon we gonna see the king. And it was always about, like, just wait until you die and go to heaven, and then you're gonna have your streets paved with gold, and don't store up treasures here, wait until you. And so this whole, you know false idea that you can't live a prosperous life here on earth. And
Hmm.
so for me, when I unlearn and relearn that, I am the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus, that He
Yeah,
wishes above all things that I prosper and be in good health, even as my soul prospers, that the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and added no sorrow, that He wants me to be prosperous. He wants me to have this life of abundance. Once I learned that, oh,
it was
all bets were off.
all.
Yeah, all bets were off. It was just like my life took off after that. But I had to really unlearn and relearn, right? Because all of that wrong doctrine that I learned before, I had to basically scrap all of that, and then, press forward with the new information that I learned.
That's awesome. So when did it hit you? When did it hit you, Seneca, that you know what? I think I'm doing this darn thing. Like, I'm really successful. I'm really happy. Of course, we all continue. I always say good, better, best. Never let it rest till you good is better and you better is best. So we all continue to strive higher and more. But when was
Right.
it that it hit you? You like, oh, okay, this is it right here.
Probably when I had three different occasions where I was out of the country and people recognized me. So the first was, I was in Dubai checking in at my hotel, and there was a gentleman behind me. He said, "Excuse me, is your name Seneca?" And I was like, yeah. And he recognized me from school. Like, we went to Tuskegee University together. And so he was a contractor there. I was there on business. And he recognized me. Another time I was in Kenya, in the country of Kenya. They are doing a mission trip. And one of the professors that I was working with recognized me. He followed me on Facebook. So had been following me for years. And then another occasion in 2019, when I was in Ghana, I was at the University of Ghana doing research at their Institute of African Studies. And another young lady, like I was literally walking from like this little speakeasy place that I used to love to go to. And another girl recognized me. So that's when it started to hit me like, oh my God, like how is it that I'm all the way across on
Right.
a whole nother continent and people recognize me and they know who I am? Like they knew me by the Pint Size Powerhouse, like, hey, aren't you the Pint Size Powerhouse? That's when I was like, okay, your girl in there.
Your girl in there.
Yeah,
I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, that gets me too. Even today, still it gets me when I'm somewhere. Are you Dr. Conti? Excuse me. Are you Dr. Conti? And I'm like, yes. I'm boarding a plane somewhere. I'm flying out. I'm coming in from somewhere. I'm in a whole different city or state.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's like okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, how about this? When what? Excuse me. What keeps you up at night? Like, what is it that just you know keeps you up at night?
You know,
Do you
I
sleep?
guess I
Do you stress at night? Do you
usually the
have
only thing I
a
stress
lot
about.
shutting your brain down? Have a hard time shutting your brain down? What happens
I
when you?
do. So like right now, I have a tour going on, right? So I have a 15 city tour, economic empowerment tour, and it's designed to teach undercapitalized business owners and entrepreneurs, how to access the capital they need for their business. And what keeps me up at night is that there's so many resources out here that are available for us. The only problem is a lot of us are not getting access to those resources because we don't know about them. Right. So I don't know about you, but I didn't take not one financial literacy or one financial education course. In all of the schooling that I got, nobody
Right,
taught me
right.
about small business grants and choosing the right business structure, and how to seek investments from venture capital and angel investors, how to write a pitch, how to write a proposal. So
Right.
there was so much stuff that I'm learning now, right? That could set me up for success and set the individuals that I know up for success. And again, you would think out of all the education that I got, somebody would have sat down and taught us that stuff, but they
Right.
didn't. And so that's how the rich stay rich and
Mm-hmm.
the poor stay poor. When the word says, we perish because of lack of knowledge, it didn't say we
Right.
perish because of the devil, right? We perish because of a lack of knowledge, because there's a lot of things that we don't understand. And because of that, we're not living our best life until we access that information. That information now gives us access to live life on our terms,
Mm-hmm.
right? So people are like, oh, well, money isn't everything. Say that to somebody who broke,
That's right. That's
right? Because when you can't feed yourself, when you don't know how if your lights are going to be cut off today or tomorrow, if there's going to be an eviction notice, then yeah, tell that to somebody who's worried about those things.
that's
So,
right.
so those are the things that keep me up at night, right? Just making sure that I'm providing the right type of information to my audience and my community to really set them up for success. Because I'm always thinking about it in terms of generational success, right? Not just
That's
what's
right.
going to help me right now and in this moment, but
Yes.
what is going to help my children, right? That they don't have to worry about,
Mm-hmm.
money and all of those things that, we're looking for generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely. That's right. Absolutely. And people ask me that all the time. It's like, how do you so freely give the information, Dr. Conti, that you give and help so many people? I always say me helping you diminishes me none. And
That's right.
it's enough for all of us to have it. That success does not have a period at the end where
No.
you have to stop because somebody else needs to get some now. And
Yeah.
so I just love it. I love that you are into spreading the generational wealth, helping others know and figure out how to get those things that we, like you said, we didn't all learn growing up, and we
That's
didn't
right.
get it in school.
Right. Right. And like you said, Dr. Kunti, like what most people don't understand is that when the word says give and it shall be given, the reason why a lot of people aren't receiving is because you're not giving anything.
Yes.
Right, you've got to first give, and it doesn't mean monetarily, right? It might be giving of your time, giving of your services, giving of your gifts, right? But I've learned that the best way to get what I want out of life is help other people get what they want out
That's
of life.
right. That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Okay. This is super exciting. If you have any questions for Seneca, please type them in. My
Yeah.
engineer will let me know what they are. I love to have you have something specifically you want to ask her? She speaks all over the world, everyone, in
Hmm.
45 countries, helping other people to
Yeah,
be, successful and do the darn thing. And so if
absolutely.
you have a question for her, please, pop right in. All right. So my next question for you is, how do you push through the worst times?
Oh gosh, let me tell you, you've got to surround yourself with, like-minded individuals. First of all, I'm a believer, right? So I always turn to the word. I always go to God in prayer when, when I'm feeling some kind of way, when I need some answers, when, but it's always important to surround yourself with a community of individuals who believe in you, right?
Right.
Even when you start to wane, in your faith, sometimes you have to borrow other people's belief.
That's right.
You have to borrow their belief about you, because again, there will be hard times. There will be times where you like, am I doing the right thing? Am I in alignment? Is this what God really told me?
Hmm.
There'll be moments of doubt, and so you need to be surrounded by people who are just as convicted and believe in you just as much as you believe in yourself.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kudos. Kudos.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what do you when how people come up to you and they say, oh my gosh, this is Seneca, and people introduce you to, how do you feel when you see the fruits of your labor being seen by other people?
It's really humbling, because you want to know that you're having an impact, and that you're making a difference, and that you're out there empowering people. And so, but it's a whole nother thing, like when you actually get those testimonies back, when you see people on the street and they're like, oh my God, you have no idea how much you helped me, or when you said this changed my life, or when this. So it is so rewarding. It's so rewarding, and I tell you, that's priceless, right? That's something money can't buy.
That's
when
right.
when you know that you've been instrumental in helping someone to transform their life, to transform their mindset,
Mhm.
right, to position themselves for better economic mobility and inclusion. When you've done that, like, it's priceless. Like, it's worth more than money.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let me tell y'all, this, as they say, pint-sized powerhouse is so freaking fine. Let me tell you, I can say this little body she got right here. Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
What do you do? What are your habits? What are your first of all, what are some of your daily habits, that eating habits, workout habits, and then what are some of your success habits?
Yeah. Well, of course, health is wealth, right? So, I've always been an athlete all my life. I played, volleyball, basketball, track from middle school to high school. I was a captain of the cheerleaders, middle school, high school, and college. So, fitness and lifestyle has always just been what it is, right? It's been a lifestyle. Um, so that's that, right? I've always had that as a lifestyle. But then on a more personal and spiritual level, right? Like, I get up, like I spend the first hour of my day just like in prayer, meditation, right?
Mhm.
So I will get up, I'll light incense, I'll light candles, right? I'll open the windows. Like, those are the type of things I do in the morning, because again, we're so programmed to like grab our phones, start
Right.
scrolling, see who's posting what, right?
Right.
But I've learned to just like give that first hour to me and God, where,
Yes. Yes.
prayer, meditation, just getting silent.
Mhm.
And I really visualize and I map out my day, right? How
Right.
I want my day to look, how I want my day to flow. So it's like I've already mapped out my day mentally and visually before it even happens. And not only that, but I speak affirmations over myself every day. Right. So when I get up in the morning, I tell myself, I am the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus through the resurrecting power of the Holy Spirit. And I am God's beloved. And He wishes above all things that I prosper and be in good health, even as my soul prospers, because God delights in the prosperity of His people and He delights in me.
I love it.
Right. I mean, I speak those type of things over
Yes.
myself. All right. No
Yes.
good thing will He withhold from me. So those are the things, because again, the reason why so many people we fall short, we get discouraged, is because we don't know the promises, that He has for us. We don't, you know, and we're not reminding ourselves, because again, trouble gonna come. It don't say if it comes, it says when it comes.
Yes, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It's guaranteed to come.
Mhm.
And so you've got to know how to center yourself, even when there's nobody around, because there's gonna be days you can't call your mom and you can't call your daddy, you can't call your girlfriends, ain't nobody available, right? You got to learn how to pour back into yourself.
Mhm.
That is so
Absolutely.
necessary. Yes, Nakia, that is so necessary. You got to learn how to pour back into yourself. And so that's what I do. It's like I've always been very self driven and self motivated. So I don't need anybody cheering me on. That's just icing on the cake for me, right? When I get other people cheering me on, that's just icing on the cake. But I'm one of the type of people like when my mind is made up, it's done. That there's no backing down. There's no talking me out of it. My mind is made up. It's happening.
That's right. That's right. That's how I feel too. And so many people, one of the things I say all the time with my clients is that you have to get off your ask, meaning ask the Lord. As one of my client coaching clients says, ask, seek, and knock. So you get off your ask, and then that S for the ask is that you have to remove the safety wheels. See, a lot of times we want to be
That's
successful.
good, Dr. Conti.
We want to be successful, but we're scared. We're not taking risks. We're not following God. Trust me, if you're following God and letting Him lead you, it's going to be difficult sometimes. There's going to be things that you're
Absolutely.
going to say, God, what, Lord? You
Right.
little on me to do that, and it's going to take you having to take off those safety wheels.
Yeah,
And Kate, and get off your ass. It's know your lane. There is so much in you that God has for you
that's
to
right.
do. I can't do what Seneca does. She can't do what I do. We do a whole
That's
bunch
right.
of similar things, but we just do different things. And we do
Absolutely.
the same things. But mine is my way, hers is her way. And
Right.
God can use you and work through each and every one of us.
Yeah.
So yes, get off your ass. Go out there and do it. Figure out what works for you. I love it that what works for her. Listen, y'all, this is some good stuff. Am I
Yeah.
telling y'all right? This is some good stuff. If you're trying to start your entrepreneurship, your business, your career, if you have one and you are trying to take it to the next level, these are the women that's going to help you do it. This is the reason I wanted to do this summit. The mission of this event is to empower queens, ladies, leaders, entrepreneurs, and business women to not just lead, but lead on purpose,
Hmm.
live intentionally, and strive for new levels of success. And
Absolutely.
these ladies are doing it, and they are doing it well.
Yes.
Kudos, kudos. I love it that I'm telling y'all, I'm taking my notes. I don't know about you all, but I'm taking my notes. I love it that she puts that first hour first with God. One of the best practices. I do it. Many of my other colleagues do it. So people wonder, how do you stay grounded? You got to give God His first due.
That's
All
right.
right. He already know what your day is going to be like. So
Yeah.
He's going to be able to help you, guide you, and calm you when you need to be calm.
That's
Give you
right.
warning. I'm telling you, I've had God to tell me one morning what to put on. Y'all not gonna believe this. I was going,
Amen.
yeah, I was going to a huge speaking event. And generally, before this day, I wore gray or brown or something dark. And I went in the closet and I was like, okay, Lord, what am I putting on today? This is how I talk to God. And everything in me blared this red suit. Well, prior to this day, I never wore bright colors to speak. Because y'all know I'm already over the top. I'm already popping up there with
Right.
makeup and nails glaring everywhere. So my clothes I would keep, kind of low key until this day. And when this happened, God said, wear red. And I kept saying red, red. But I put it on. By this time, I knew that voice.
Yeah.
I put it on. I'm rushing. I get there. Me and my executive assistant pulls up, and she's like, the person who was running the event runs out. She says, come on, Dr. Conti, I need you in the green room right now. So I told Cassandra, go ahead, grab my stuff. I'm headed with her. So as we're walking, Seneca, she says, oh my God, I'm so glad you got my message. And I said, huh? What was your message? She says, to wear red.
Oh wow. Listen, confirmation.
I said, girl, I didn't want to tell her I didn't get your message.
Right?
And as soon as she said that, I'm looking as we're walking down the corridor, and everybody has on red. And so
Wow.
color of the event, and she decided to let all the speakers know like the night before
Okay.
it wear red, and I missed that email. But God,
Okay.
he never lets you down. He never
That's
leaves you wrong.
right. That's
He never
right.
fails you. So getting focused on him is huge.
Yes, it
I'm gonna
is.
come I'm gonna come one question more with you, and then anything else that you like to wrap up with. I so thank you for taking this time out, ladies,
Absolutely.
queens. She is on a 15-day tour, and she stopped by. I must be kind of special. She
Yes, yes, absolutely.
stopped by to bless you all, and I am so excited about it. All right, one more question. One more question. What personality trait do you think every leader should have?
I think it's got to be you can't be risk averse. Most individuals are risk averse, meaning they don't like to bet on themselves, right? That everybody loves to have that safety net. They want to have those training wheels.
That's right.
And when you are, a true blue leader, when you know what you're called to do, when you know what your ministry is, you know what your lane is, then that causes you to really step outside that comfort zone, right? It requires you to make some sacrifice. It requires you to, even in the face of doubt and unbelief and uncertainty, right? You just got to keep on moving,
That's
even
right.
when you don't know what the outcome will be. So if you're the type that's very risk averse, you probably won't do well, in this life, in this type of business, right?
Right.
You've got to be willing to just bet on yourself.
That's right.
Just take a chance, right? And I mean, I remember when I went to Ghana to do some research there. I didn't even book my hotel. Like I was like, let me get out there. And people were like, you gonna go all the way by yourself to another continent, right? And you don't even have, and I was just like, I know what God told me, right? I know what he said. He's gonna take care of me. I got this, right? And so yeah. And so most people, they've got to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
In order.
before they move. And
Yeah,
sometimes God say, listen, I gave you A, now move. And
that's
along the journey, I'm gonna give you B.
that's
And
right.
then once you get to B, I tell you what C is, right? Sometimes he will just feed you,
That's right.
crumbs, and you just got
Stay
to follow that until
day
you
by
get to the B.
day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you've got to be willing to bet on yourself. Like if that's the one characteristic that you need in this business, you need to be able to invest and bet on yourself.
Absolutely. Anybody has any other questions? If anyone have a question, please pop it up right now. I know she's got to go, but if you have a question for Miss Seneca, the powerhouse, pint-sized powerhouse, I'm telling you, she is here with us. I'm so glad. I've watched her for years. Like I said, we spoke on a platform once, and man, when I heard her testimony, her story, I was like blown away. And so she is just truly amazing, doing the darn thing, helping other women to be able to create people, create wealth in their lives so that we can leave wealth to not just this generation, but the generations to come.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you. Hats off to you, my dear.
Thank you so much, Dr.
I
Constance. This was
so
fun.
appreciate you. One more thing. Anything else that you have coming up? Leave us your website, how they can contact you, anything you want to share.
Yeah, I'll actually put let's see, your access granted.com. So I have a 15 city tour going on. It starts on May 21st in Memphis, Tennessee. We'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina on June 18th, and then Columbia, South Carolina on July 16th. So, and it'll just keep rolling from there. But again, this is all about, empowering individuals for more economic mobility and stability. This is showing them how to access capital for their business, right? How to use other people's money, because we think that we have to bootstrap and that we've got to exhaust all of our resources, and we really don't, right? There's tons of investors who are looking to give their money away to individuals like us, right? There's tons of grant money out there right now. They just passed HB 3087, which is a $55 billion grant that they're looking to give, and they're really focusing on small businesses, women of color, veterans. So there's money out there for days. So there's no reason why anybody should be struggling in their business, why you shouldn't have access to capital. It's one of those things, you just got to know how to get it. So if you're looking to know how to access that capital, definitely follow me. I'm by Seneca Dunmore. I go by Seneca Dunmore on all my social media platforms. So I'm really easy to find. But if you want to know more specific information about the tour, go to youraccessgranted.com.
All right. We got it. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Pleasure.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you and much favor and much more success in all that you do.
Likewise, Dr. Conti.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, that was just our first guest. Just our first guest. We're going to keep this thing rolling, 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 rolling. I am super excited now to bring to you all Miss Tess Timms. All right, let me tell you about Tess. Tess was born in Mississippi, and earned a bachelor's in science from the University of Southern Mississippi after working at NASA. She decided to open her own salon, her high-end salon. 30 years later, it is one of the top performing salons in the country. Tess now shares her success formula with salons owners globally with her TessTimmsInstitute.com. So if you have a salon and you need all this information, she is the one. Let me check and make sure she is in the queue really quick here because we want to bring her on. I'm not seeing her in the queue. There she goes. She is in the queue. She's in the queue. Yeah, she's in the queue.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
All
How
right,
are you?
I'm good. Let me finish telling them about this wonderful woman. So she teaches hairstylists, salon owners, and high-level executive women. All right. She is one of the directors of the Kim Coleman Education Foundation and entrepreneur program, which supports Texas youth. Her most fulfilling reward is providing custom wig designs through Tess Timm International, which provides hair extensions for women suffering from hair loss, alopecia, and all those other different things, cancer or what have you. All right. This woman went from making $30,000 a month to over $100,000 a month, and even more than that now with her salons. I bet you want to know how she did that. I bet you have questions. I do too. All right. Welcome, 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 Superwoman.
Thank you, Dr. Conti, for having me. I'm so excited to be here on this amazing platform. So
I love it. Look, I love the hashtag, her handle, Queen of Increase.
yes,
Look, y'all, this is the Queen Up Summit. This is the Queen Up Sister Success Summit. And this is what we have a queen right here that's talking about increasing. And that's what it's about. And so many times we, as African American and African American women, we have had the, you're so strong, you work hard, you feed your family, you be a good mother, you go home. Where was the, you go out there and you kill the game, you be successful, you become millionaires and billionaires. You see? So many of us wasn't taught that. So that's why myself, everybody on this platform, we love the fact that we are able to share information, to share the wealth. I always say success is the best. It's the best. You want to get somebody back, just be successful. It's the best revenge. I don't have to go after you. I just have to keep making my high 6 and 7 figures and enjoying my life, doing what God says to do, helping bless others and impacting lives on a major way. And you are doing that. You are impacting lives on a major way, Tess. Tess and I met years ago. We was at the same salon. Many of you guys know that I used to own my own nail salon, but when I went back to school to counsel and do all the things that I do now, I worked at someone else's salon, and I was there with Miss Tess. And this woman is, like I tell you, a super. She know how to. Money is probably just coming off her hand right now. She know how to make that money, and I was watching. Again, I'm always watching. I always tell you guys, stop hating, just emulate. And one of the things that I love about Tess, and I tell my clients too, people want the experience. And I love her, the way she has, is there such thing as bedside manner for your client that's in your chair? She has that. Everybody feels important. Everybody feels welcome. She knows how to have good customer service good integrity with her client. All right, so here's some of the questions for you. Tess, when did you consider yourself a success?
Well, success is you develop success. One thing I can say is that we all go through things in our life. We fall down, we get back up. The key to success is deciding that you're going to win no matter what. That you're the architect of your own life.
That's
You
right.
get to choose whatever that is. When we decide what that is, then the sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit. All right. So just choosing your own success and staying and doubling down on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
doubling down on it. You know, believing that that's who you are, and that's what you're able to get those things. All right. So, what is one of the biggest factors that's helped you be successful?
Well, I'm going to give you a few things that really worked for me.
Okay.
The main thing is to reprogram your mindset.
Love it.
That's the main thing.
Love
We
it.
all have grown up in a different, various cultures, especially the African American community. We have to be taught how to think. Our parents did the best that they could do growing up, helping us to be who we are. Your mindset is everything. I came from an entrepreneur family where my dad had 5 different businesses: motel, mattress company, cement business. We're making mattresses for all of the Black universities in Mississippi Gulf Coast. And I was making mattresses at 10 years old.
Wow.
So I don't know anything else but how to work. So I come from that, but I didn't know how to work smart.
That.
So it's a difference when you're learning how to work smart. It's just doing and doing and doing. So when you change your mindset, everything changes about your life. But you got to first make a decision. You got to first make a decision on what it is that you want for your life.
Yes.
You got to put the suit on as if it's already happened.
That's right.
It's 2023. And what are you doing?
Right.
Where are you? What does your business look like? Are you retired? Are you working a job? Are you traveling abroad? Did you purchase a new home? Did you start a new product line? Did you start a new boutique? What is it that you want for you? Did you get into a new relationship? Are you married? You get to choose whatever that is you want for you, but it's first clarity. It's first reprogramming your mindset to get what you want. See, just like you can watch the channel on the television, you can watch a gospel channel. And then you say, oh, I don't want to watch that. I think I want to watch CNN. Just like you change the channel on your television, you can change your mindset.
That's right. That's right. You can change your mindset. Change your mindset and like we say, work smarter, not harder.
Right. Yes. And another thing that really helped me, and I'm gonna give you a few tips here.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Love it.
Is that number one is make a decision on what you want for your life. Get clarity. Don't matter about what it is. No dream is too big. Number 2 is see yourself there. Now you've made a decision. Number 2 is clarity. Visualize yourself there. Number 3 is stop blaming yourself for your shortcomings. Number 4 is pick a lane.
Pick a lane. Woo,
Pick a lane.
I always say that. Know your lane.
Pick a lane. Either you're going to have fear or you're going to have faith. Which one are you going to choose? You're the architect of your own life. So which one you going to choose? Is it faith or is it fear? Now, you say you believe and you trust in God, but do you really trust in Him? Or are you second guessing what He give you?
Wow.
So you got to pick a lane. That I decided, I declare today that I have faith, and what I have chosen for my life is already done. It's already done. So the next one is decide on the circle. Your network is your net worth. Make sure that you're not the smartest person in your circle, because you need your blood for your own veins. See, if you turn around and everything is drawn from you constantly, you don't have nothing left for yourself. When you get on the plane, the first thing the stewardess does is she show you how to put the mask on yourself first. You can't help others until you help yourself first. So those are the things. Now, it's important that you understand that you choose the circle that you can gain from. And you can also serve others at the same time. You have to decide whether you want to, either you're going to be comfortable now and get uncomfortable later, or get uncomfortable now so that you can be comfortable later. So those are the tips that I have for you. Another thing is your belief level. You believing that you can achieve something, the sky is the limit. Your belief factor matters. You believing that you can do it. There's no way I could have achieved what I've achieved if I say I can't do it.
That's right.
I remember when I couldn't pay a $42 water bill in my salon 30 years ago. The water guy showed up to turn my water off for $42.
And you was like, this can't happen.
This can't happen. But yeah, I had a beautiful place. It was decorated with mirrors throughout. Chandeliers everywhere, marble flooring, full of inventory. But I didn't have any clients.
Yeah.
And I talked to him and leaving my water on for 24 hours. And I got busy saying, God, I know you didn't take me. You didn't put me here to fail me. But my mind said, okay, what do I want to do next? I seeked out for help from my family and friends, financial support, so I could become an expert in the field of hair. And that changed my life. But I had to make a decision that I wanted more for my life. And that's helped me to get where I am today. Making a decision, having belief, having faith. I picked the lane.
Picking a lane.
I'm laser focused. Yes, things come in our past that cause us to fall down. But you got to learn how to get back up when you fall back down. The key to it is not staying there. When you fall back down, don't stay there. Get back up. Now I'm going to give you a few things that are going to help you to stay focused. Eliminate. I can't. Eliminate what I can't do.
Vocabulary.
Eliminate if it don't work. Eliminate if I'm not pretty enough. Eliminate that I'm not smart enough. Eliminate all these I can't do. And focus on what you can do.
I love it.
So those are my tips.
Great tips. I knew you was gonna come up in here and preach and teach it to us. Teach us, baby. Teach us, queen. Teach them. I love it. All right, so let me ask you this, Tess. You've given some great nuggets in many of these questions that I was already going to ask you. So you have given some great nuggets. But what do you think is a personality trait that, first of all, makes you a leader?
Well, my personality traits is that I love serving others. So it makes me easy It makes it easy for me to do my job.
Mhm.
See, I started in the field of hair. I came from corporate America working at NASA as a computer analyst. But the love for people got me to where I am today.
I like that. Hmm.
So that's my personality trait.
What do you think is an important personality trait for others to have to gain success?
First of all, you have to be likable.
Mm,
You have to be likable, and you also have to like yourself.
mm,
In order for you to attract more good in your life,
mhm,
it starts with being happy,
mhm.
because you know that if you're negative, you're not going to attract more good.
Right.
If you're happy, you will attract more good. You will attract what you are.
That's right.
So being happy,
Awesome.
being likable.
Hmm. Hmm. And having that integrity,
Yes.
being happy, being likable, people, like I said about earlier, they come to people and they like what they say or do, but they enjoy the experience.
Mhm.
What type of experience are you giving them in your company, in your business, when you're giving your service? Are you showing up late? Are you showing up grumbling? Are you
Right.
showing up not prepared?
Mhm.
Are you showing up flustered? Do you say one thing and then you do something totally different?
Mm.
All these things matter
It
if
really
you
does.
want to be successful in business.
Yes. It really
Yes. Yes. All right. How about this? How do you push through your worst times?
Mm. How you push through your worst time. Well, like I was saying before, we all have stumbling blocks. And what I do when I have issues that come in front of me that's out of my control, I just go to bed.
I do too.
I just take a nap.
I do too.
You'd be surprised what a nap would do for you. Oh my goodness. It's like rejuvenating all over again. I'm just like, it might be 2 o'clock in the day. I was like, you know what? Let me just go to bed.
That's so funny because I do the same thing, and it's like my brain rejuvenates while
Yeah.
I'm sleeping,
Yeah.
and it can be a hot mess when I go to bed. But by
Yes.
the time I wake up, I'm focused, and some other
Yes.
things have transpired, and I get up with a whole different attitude, and
Yes.
I get on that thing.
Yes.
I even have a sign above my bed that says, "Give it to God and go to sleep,"
Yes.
to remind me.
Hmm.
I always say we are the managers of our lives.
Absolutely.
We're the manager, but he is the owner.
Yes.
And so there's some things like I remember having some property when I first moved here from Atlanta, and I hired a management company. And there was things that I never knew about what's going on because that's what their job was. They managed it. If they wanted something minor, they handled it. But then there were things that happened on the property that they were like, okay, this is not my position. This is a job for the owner. And so then they would call me and they would say, hey, Dr. Conti, this is what's going on. Your tenants want to know if they're able to do this or this happened. Will you allow this to happen? And I would say yes or no or what have you. But when that happened years ago, because I've been here 27 years, that illustration gave me the illustration that I needed to be successful. And that was there are going to be things I can manage.
Yes.
I'm going to manage it to the hills. I'm going to do everything I can do to handle that thing just right, Conti style. But there will come times that there's just not in my ability to handle. And that's when I say, okay, God, I sit back, fold my hands up, look up in the air and say, all right, God, so how are we going to handle this right now? And I take it. I give it to him and I take it out. I figure it out. He helps me figure it out. And there's some things, like I said, I just have to pray and trust and give it to him because it's out of our hands.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but people would be surprised at how that sometimes just shutting your brain down.
Just shutting your brain down. And what I do know that what we focus on, we bring about. Your
That's right.
subconscious works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's right.
And so when you got something that's important to you, while you think you're sleeping, your subconscious is still busy creating the masterpiece that's on your mind, creating the decision that you need to make. Your subconscious works 24 hours a day. You'll wake up and you say, oh, you know what? That's what I need to do now. Because you've already rested your brain, but your subconscious is still busy. And it'll help you to manifest the things that you want for your life. But you have to first have clarity. Now, it's two parts of our mind. That's your subconscious and your conscious.
Mm-hmm.
You need both of them to work together.
That's
The
right.
conscious part of your mind actually does the work.
That's right.
So when you ask me about what do, that's what I do. I go to bed. I take a nap.
I go to bed. I know that's right. I love it. I love it. Okay. What we have here next is the question is, what are some other success habits? Like, what do you do that helps you be successful?
Well, I do a lot of feeding my mind. That's number one. I spend a lot of time listening to audible things that's motivational for me. I do a lot of reading. I'm not around a whole lot of negative energy. So my circle is very tight and very small.
Mm-hmm.
So that's key. Who I'm on the phone with is key. Who I interact with is key. Who I have a relationship is key. All of those things matter. That affects everything about us.
Yes.
So those things, being in the right circle, what you listen to, what you think about, you bring about. So I always notice, I call it that stinking thinking.
That's
So
right.
when that stinking thinking start to show up, you gotta like kick that stinking thinking to the curb. I say like part of your ego. You gotta tell your ego like, hey ego,
You got to go.
rocks, you gotta go. Get out of here. I don't have time for this foolishness. Get out of here. So you gotta always be constantly thinking about what you're thinking about. If you wake up in the morning and say, oh gosh, I just don't feel good today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not gonna feel good all day.
Right.
If you wake up in the morning, you say, you know what, this is gonna be a beautiful day. I'm gonna kill it today. Everything is great. Hey, I'm not saying life is perfect, but it's what you say to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can attract whatever you want in your
That's
life.
right. That's right. That's absolutely right. And you know what? And we have to, as we said earlier, you started it off by saying changing that mindset.
Absolutely. Reprogram.
Changing that mindset. We have to reprogram that mindset. Listen, ladies, if you are here, tell me this is not amazing. I told you guys it was going to be good. I promise you. And it's going to get better and better and better and better. It's going to get real good. Real good. I love it. These are women who are killing the game. They are doing it. Like I said, stop hating. Emulate. Start emulating. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to some of the things that I've said to you guys for many years. It works. We did not get here by not doing the exact same things that we're telling you to do. It works. And so success does not have Tess name on it by itself. It does not have Dr. Conti's name on it by myself. It does not have our next guest coming up, B, name on it by herself. Tess had, look, it has, success has all of our names on it.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, it is your success season. I really want to help you all get there. I want to help you see what it is that you can do, some of the habits that you can break, some of the things that will help draw that success to you. What do you need? I mean, like all that good stuff. I am doing the success season workshop, absolutely free. So please go and join. It is going to be next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All right. And it's 2 hours a night. You're going to be so glad that you did. Register for it. It's the success season workshop. All right. Because this, we want to give it all. You know, I want to tell you, once you see how wonderful life can be, and you start hanging around with people like this, and we're not, neither one of us are backbiting each other. We're all cheering each other on.
Yeah,
I want to bring them on and talk about what they're doing and give them accolades, and same thing with us. There's nothing to be jealous about. We all are doing what we do.
absolutely.
And we're doing it well. And so there's enough out there for everybody. Sis to sis, it's time to queen up. That's my new book. You can get pre-sales on that Monday. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. It's time to queen up. Queen up in our relationships. Queen up in our finances.
Absolutely.
Queen up. It's time to, queen up in your businesses. Getting those visions and dreams and careers that you deserve to have. All right, one last question for Tess. If anybody else has anything, please put it in the chat before we go to our next guest. All right, Tess, another question. What do you think stops most people from being successful?
Doubt and disbelief.
Doubt and disbelief.
Doubt and disbelief. If you feel like you can't do it, you won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like you can do it, you will do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No matter what.
Mm-hmm. Doubt and disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing, Denise says. Yes, it is amazing and amazing information. That part, Marita said. Yes. All right. Well, listen, you guys heard it. You've heard it from the Queen of Increase, Miss Tess Timms. Anything, Tess, that you'd like to share that they can, how can they contact you, or anything you got coming up you want to share with them, or any of your social media platforms?
Yes, I do a couple of things. I offer a free masterclass on how to manifest what you want. It's 5 days, and it's coming up on the 15th, I think it is. And if you're interested in learning how to take what you have and manifest what you want, then I offer 5 days of that. It's a free class. It's for 1 hour. It starts around 7 p.m. Central Time. And, it won't hurt. You'll leave there with at least having clarity on what you want to do next. And once we do that, then I offer you to a vision board party, which is 2 days. Those are the kind of things that I offer people, and as well as an anthology book project. So the first thing is getting clarity on what you want. I'm no better than anybody else on this platform. Same way with Conti and all other women. You can have anything you choose in life, regardless of what happens to you. That's right. Remember that everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent. So I want to thank you, Dr. Conti, for having me.
Hats off to you. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
All right. Kudos. Thank you, Tess Timms.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to keep this train moving. We are going to keep this train moving. Ladies, let me tell you, is this not amazing? I told you guys. I want to share it all, push it out there. And I want to push you out there. I want to push you out of your comfort zone. I want to push you into the arena where these fine ladies and myself, where we live and we kill the game every day. And that's for you too. It's not just for us. It's for you too. But let me tell you, this one right here. All right. Let me tell you, this one right here, when you say kill the game, this woman kills the game. And I met B many years ago, and we for years had our offices in the same building. I'd often seen B, anything that B touches turns to gold. Some women, some people just have that thing. I don't care what they're doing, it turns to gold. I remember when B was selling cars, selling fine high-end cars. She was the top seller of that. I remember when B was, then she went from that to selling homes, and immediately, I think the first year it was like $1 million seller and 10 million or something like that. But get this, y'all, just this month, this quarter alone, B Bartlett has made not one, not two, no, not three, not four, no, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, but $9 million. Just this first quarter, she's a $9 million earner. And I think we have questions. Don't we have questions, ladies? We want to know how this wonderful Queen Bee does it. So welcome, Miss Queen Bee Bartlett.
Hi. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
I tell you, she is so amazing, so beautiful, so amazing. All of them, aren't they just beautiful? I guess success comes with beauty too.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Let me tell you, there, there's a little feedback. Let's see what that is. Can you help me figure out what is heaven? My engineer, there's a feedback.
Yeah.
Can you help me figure out what is heaven? My engineer, there's a feedback. Are you on speaker, B?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, are you on speaker?
I should be. Hold up. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you, but there's a lot of feedback. Turn off the video background, she says, my engineer. I can hear you, but there's a lot of feedback. Turn off the video background, she says, my engineer.
Okay, I'm not sure how to turn that off.
Turn off the video background, she says, my engineer.
Okay, I'm not sure how to turn that off.
Is playing the video. Wherever you're watching it on Facebook or on YouTube, you have to exit that page.
Okay, give me a moment. Okay, is that better?
Yes, ma'am. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Girl, I'm trying to learn how to work this thing here.
That's right. That's why I have a whole team of people because we would be in big trouble had that happening.
Absolutely.
Dear Heaven. So thank you, Heaven, again. So Heaven has been with me since I was had the Dr. Conti radio show on Amazing 102.5 FM. She's been with me for a while, and I tell you, I need her. I need all the great people.
I definitely needed you today.
All the great people around us to continue to help us be successful. So let's get right in, B. First of all, just tell me about your family. Tell me how you got, started. How are you so phenomenal?
Well, you know what? Honestly, I mean, my parents are amazing. My mother is still here with me. My father passed on. And, I learned a lot from them, entrepreneur backgrounds. And my mom, she's a beast. And she still is. She's 88 years old. Mind is still real strong. And I'm just blessed to still have her here with me. I just moved her into my home. So I'm very blessed to have her with me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And your children, do they follow this success track that you have? I mean, do you have them like,
Well, you know what? I have one son, Blake. He's 24 years old, and he just recently got his real estate license. So he decided to follow in his mom's footsteps. And, sometimes how it is, you have to kind of bang him upside the head a little bit and let him see what's out there. But he came back, and I told him, I said, look, I need you to get your real estate license. And he did it. So I'm so very proud. So very proud of him.
Awesome. So B, many people want to know when did you say, you know what? I think I'm a little successful. Like, when did it hit you that this is it, or this is where I want to be, or I'm there? And I know many times we always want to get somewhere more, but when was that one thing that helped you say, like, wait a minute?
You know what, Dr. Conte, and I heard you saying when we met, when I first met you, we were over at I think the Meridian Suites, and I looked at you and I say, what this sister is doing some things. So I'm so happy to see your success as well.
Thank
you. I'm one of those people who are often pleased but never satisfied. You've probably seen me post that before. But when I look at my financial portfolio, and I can see that I've left an inheritance for my son and his children, then at that time, that's when I start to feel successful. When I look at my retirement plan and I can see that my latter days will be better than my former days, that's success. And that's what I look at. It's not anything about the materialistic things. Of course, don't get me wrong, I like my labels, but you have to look beyond that. And that's that when I look at those things, that's when I see success.
I love it. And that's a great listen. If you all are watching, and particularly my success sisters that I coach, I always ask you all, what does success look like? That's a good example, a good vision is when you can look at your portfolio and it has a lot of, zeros and commas on it. And you know that your latter days, oh my gosh, I love that, are better than your days now, or can be better or than the days before. Or if something happened right now,
Absolutely.
you are
Absolutely.
you are in a good place and a good space. Great, great, great answer. Also, what are some of the things that has happened that you can consider were your worst times?
Oh my goodness. Too many to count. But you know what? When I think about it, the one that stands out most is um, the job that I chose initially, my career path, my career initial career path was not a job that enabled me to live the lifestyle I was seeking. And
Mm-hmm.
I think for many of us, including myself, that happens. You have to assess where you're trying to be at, where you trying to go, and choose that career. And then
Mm-hmm.
at that point, you go in and hone those skills for you to learn that craft and you can commit to it. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing, people have to not lower their job to their dreams. You have to increase your job to your dreams. You want to get to a place where a career where you can earn what you want in order for the lifestyle you're trying to live.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. 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 And and one of the things that I tell people all of the time when I say what was one of the biggest successes that you've made and how did you achieve that? And people will give me different things that they did. They hunkered down and became really committed, or they reached out for help, or they
Right.
decided they were gonna whatever. I always say whatever you did for that success, that's your strengths. That's
That's
the
right.
things that help you to be successful in anything else that you do. And so,
Absolutely.
I've watched you literally, no matter what you do, it's like it turns to gold, girl. It turns to gold. So what are some of your strengths? What are those strengths that you do that you use? Because you use them obviously in everything that you do.
Right, right, right. I think what I've learned to um, I've learned for my career, I've gone in and I've committed to it. First of all, you have to commit to it. Okay. Like they say, drink the Kool-Aid, you've got to drink the Kool-Aid. And once that happens, you have to find people to continuously help you educate yourself, because no matter how much I think I know, there's someone else who have a better answer than myself. And you have to surround yourself with those type of people.
That's right. For those who are listening, have you heard that same thing? We still have two more speakers to go, but the first three speakers have said similar things. Who's your mentor? Who are the people you're around? Continue to educate yourself with people who know more than you.
Right.
You see
That's
that?
right.
That's how successful people stay successful and continue to
Absolutely.
grow and be successful. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, so what are some of the things that you would say, like, what was the hardest decision you ever had to make?
I think the hardest decision I've had to make was um, to close the doors to my brokerage, my business, and partner with a premier builder. That probably was a very hard decision for me. But I think what it is people get being an entrepreneur and being successful confused. What I
Mm-hmm.
looked at is in my brokerage, I can go in and produce a $20 million year. And after I paid expenses and everything, it didn't net me what I needed to live the lifestyle I enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I got with a corporation, same 20 million production, and I have no expenses, no overhead. All the commission that's on that is mine. And I like the word mine, all mine. So that was one of the hardest things, but I think this has been a great decision for me.
Obviously, with the $9 million first quarter. But let me say this: that's about working smart and not
Yes.
hard. Looking at your decision and looking at your situation and say, how can I leverage the most
Right.
out of this? And I say that to my clients all
Absolutely.
the time. What's going to leverage you the most at this time out of this particular stream of income? And
Absolutely.
that's exactly what happened. You figured out
Yes.
what was going to leverage you the most, and you went for it. Kudos,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you.
kudos. What advice would you give somebody else? What's some of the best advice you would give someone?
I think, everyone have to decide in their mind where they're trying to be at. So once you make that decision, then you go in and you assess what needs to be done to take place.
Mm-hmm.
You got to learn how to set goals. That's
Mm-hmm.
very important. I always set goals, and I normally do it by age. By this age, I'm going to do this. You have to set goals, And if you don't set goals, you don't know where you're going. You
That's
have to
right.
set goals. Then you know something, you know how to work for it.
That's right.
Hunker down, faith. I'm a believer. So God is my father and he owns everything. Once I do that and I put it in his hands, then I hunker down and go through. I work for my breakthrough. You have to work for your breakthrough. You know the storm is coming. In life, the storm is coming.
Yes,
Okay. But oh God, the blessings are on the other side of the storm.
that's right.
But you gotta
Yes.
go through the storm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great answer. Great answer. I love it. I absolutely love it. And please, if you all have any questions that you'd like to ask this phenomenal, super extraordinarily successful sister, let me know. Put them in the chat. Uh, Heaven will let me know as I'm still asking. But if there's something you want to know, please ask away.
Yes.
All right. All right. Is there anything that keep you up at night?
Oh yes, there is. The nightmare of outliving my money.
Mm,
My thing is this, and people say I talk about money. Yeah, because money, you have to talk about it. You cannot be afraid to talk about it. And what I don't want to do is outlive my money. And I want to always be able to perform so that my son can be proud of him, proud of me, and I can continue to be proud of him. But yeah, my goal is definitely, I mean, that is something I'm always thinking about, how I need to prepare myself so that
mhm.
I don't fall back on my son. And if he's taking care of me, I want him taking care of me with my money, not with his money.
Right, right.
That's my goal.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And when did you finally say to yourself, you know what, I think I'm doing pretty good? Because when we're driven
Yes.
and we're ambitious and high, we have high, like me, high achievers, high aspirations. Most people see us in ways that we don't really even see us like that yet. We're kind of still trying to get more and do more. But then there's sometimes there come a point when you say, I still got more I want to do, but okay,
Right.
girl, you're doing the darn thing right now.
You
When
know
did
what? And Dr. Conte, it's crazy that you asked me that question because I get calls like you call me, and I was so honored, and I'm like, oh my goodness, she called me to be on her show. And you know, my good friend, she and I, we both work at Perry Homes, and we're together a lot of times. And you know, and I'm like, oh, I don't, you know, I don't want to do that. You know, I'm shy. And she said, B, you cannot keep this. I cannot be the only one getting all this good information from you. And I said, okay, okay. And you know, my mentor, you know, he said, B, you know, you have to realize you're now becoming an influencer, you know. And when you get people who tell you that you know, when I posted my son being a realtor, and I started getting all these text messages and messengers saying, B, I want to do that. You know, what do I need to do? You know, and I'm putting them in contact with the right people. That makes you feel good, because I love to help people. I'm a nurturer by nature.
Me
So
too.
I love to help people. So it, you know, at that time I was like, girl, you're doing some things, you know, it made me feel good.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yes, you are doing the darn thing, as they
Thank
say.
you.
And I love it. I love it. And you know, that's another thing that I too find, particularly with these ladies, the ladies that I have compiled together here for this summit. You all are nurturers and givers, and I think it means a lot. You know, I think Seneca said, you know, you have not because you give not, and so many
Right.
people want to have, and they look at us that have, but are you a giver? They're not. Many of them aren't givers, and so
Yeah,
we all tend to have that in common, and I think that's amazing. I think that's truly amazing. Says a lot more about your character. All
absolutely.
righty. Here's a question for you. So, um, what was okay? We did that. What that was the hardest decision to make was going from yours to the Perry home. Um, what is it that you think all leaders should portray in their personality?
Well, I think, you know, I had to really think about that question, because that's very important when you're a leader. You know, I think a leader needs to understand and know how to be calm during the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Problems are going to come. Great leaders don't dwell on the problems, they seek the solution.
Mm,
Great leaders process inside, and what happens is they continue to keep a calm face, so you don't realize what they're going through, but they're solving problems. You know,
mm-hmm.
I've been blessed. My leader here at Perry Homes, Sean Jarosa, when I met him, I was like, golly, you can't read his face. He's just always so cool. It's like he never lets you see him sweat. And that's
Uh-huh.
a great leader. I've done very well under his leadership. So I've been blessed to be with a great leader here at Perry Homes. I've been blessed to have a great opportunity to sell their amazing product. But yeah, that's what I feel like a leader is. A leader has to know how to remain calm in the
I like
storm.
I love it. I love it. I'm working on it. I love it. Working on that poker face.
Right, right.
Oh, what pushes you through the worst times?
I think it's you know, it's I think it's my tenacity,
Mm,
my faith in God, to know that He is my Father, and like I said earlier, you have to know the storm is coming. You have to know how to weather the storm and know that the blessings are on the other side. So
mm,
that's what pushes me, my faith in God.
that's good. Amen. Amen. What's the biggest factor that has helped you be successful?
Um, it's probably my ability to, let me see. Dr. Conti, you good. You're good. Okay. Um, I think it's my ability to go in and commit to my craft, and know that because I'm in sales. So, you know, you have to be able to understand you're gonna have a lot of rejection come your way.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when a buyer tells me no, I don't look at it as no. I look at it as I haven't given them enough information to make the decision. that I need them to make. So
Ooh,
I go in and I do follow up and great customer service. That's the
ooh,
key to my success.
powerful. That's powerful, y'all. I got to pause right here. Look, she says when she get a no, that says to her she has not given them enough information. Matter of fact, she's going to go back and give something else to the reason why you need to work with me, the reason
Right.
why you need to purchase this house, or the reason why you need to join the Success Sisters workshop. Like, you see what I'm saying, ladies?
Right.
I mean, that is powerful. And then following up. And then it seems, so it's not, the no doesn't always mean a no. It just means that maybe you need to give them a little more. That's the difference with why she can sell sand to somebody on the beach. You're gonna come back and exactly a little bit more. Yeah, there is sand on the beach, but this is why you need more
That's
sand.
exactly right. That's right. That's right. That's right. You have to have the discipline to follow up and be consistent and great customer service.
Great
When they
customer.
call you, you answer the call. Absolutely. That's it.
I love it. All right. I told you all this was going to be amazing. I am just like a little kid in a candy store. I love success. I love successful women.
Yeah.
Came up with my success season coaching because I have helped women over years to be successful. I, like these many beautiful women, love giving back and helping you. As I say, me helping you diminishes me none. I wanted you
Absolutely.
to hear from some extremely successful women. What do they do? How are they doing it? And all of those things are important. Let me see. Nakia says, what do people see? Why do people see wealthy women as a threat? How can we know that elite women are not intimidating, and and want to be engaged with? How can we know that elite women are not intimidating and want to be engaged with? All right. Let me why do people see wealthy women as a threat? Okay, let me go with that one first.
Right.
People see anybody as a threat when
That's
it's something typically they want and don't know how to get it. And this person is doing it, and so, or they feel insecure, even if they're at the same level, they feel a insecureness that this person is going to outdo them. So it starts with you. It starts with you not worrying about what other people are doing. That's why I said stay in your lane. People are going to be successful. There are going to be tons of people more successful than me,
Absolutely.
tons of people more
Absolutely.
successful than B. But that's not
Right.
stopping me, and it's surely not stopping me. So we
Absolutely.
can't worry about, and I think too, the wealthier you get, the less you worry about stuff like that. That's just not, that's somebody else's problem. And
Right.
usually somebody else is not where you are. So how can you know? And B, do you want to chime in on that question? Also, you have a comment on that?
I mean, I echo what you're saying. You're right. And also the threat is like, I mean, we're just people just like everybody else. We've just put in a little harder work. We've structured some things differently. We have not done anything that anyone else cannot do if they put in the work. You have to put in the work.
You have to put in the work. Absolutely. And you know what? He says, how can we know that elite women are not intimidating and want to be engaged with? You know what? It's just a matter of getting to know people, finding out, asking. Don't you be intimidated by them is the thing. Don't you be intimidated by them. Because most women, even if it's not something they can do or want to help, I think that how we approach women makes all the difference in the world. I could have taken that same mindset and say, oh, I can't contact them. I can't. Right. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. But look at what B said. I reached out to her and she's like, oh, I remember her. She's really successful. She want me to be on her show. So
Absolutely.
we kind of think the same thing. So it doesn't hurt to ask and reach out,
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I
All
totally
right.
agree.
Excellent information. I like that on the customer service. This is very powerful. This is what some of the people are saying here. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for answering the question. You're more than welcome. All right, here's another
absolutely.
question for you, B. How do you balance family in this process?
Whew. Well, I'm one of those people. I don't mind paying for help. So, for instance, my mom, she's in with me. She has a provider who comes in. I pay the provider to come back in as well. Um, my son, you see, I've gotten him on board, so he'll hang out with me a little more. Even though I'm at work, he'll come by because he's in the same field now. So, I just try to go in and be thoughtful. I work, but I have a great work-life balance. And that's one of the other great things about me being with a corporation is the work-life balance and to still be able to earn what I need to earn in order to live my lifestyle.
That's right. That's right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Bill Russell, who's a favorite of both of ours, he had a comment for the last question, and I think it's worthy to be read. It's so on point. Bill Russell says, find people to associate with. We've been talking about this, where you are not the smartest person, he says, in the room. They won't be intimidated by you, but you will be motivated by them. All right.
Wow.
So that's
Wow.
really, really powerful right there. So that's the answer to that question, Nikia, about the intimidation. Find people to associate with where you are not the smartest in the room.
That's
And
right.
they won't be intimidated by you, but you will be motivated by them. Kudos, kudos.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, well, we are getting ready. We're getting ready to go to the next caller. I don't even want to let you go.
This
I'm
has
so
been great.
glad. Thank you for blessing our lives. Is there anything that you have coming up that you'd like to share? You want to tell some people? Look, if you guys are looking for a home, this is your girl. So anything you want to
Absolutely.
share, how can they reach you?
Hey, you know what? Give me a call. My direct number is all over the place. I've never, it's the same number I've had for probably 30 years. 832 You can follow me on Facebook under B Bartlett. Instagram, I'm Queen B underscore Perry Homes. Give me a call. I'm very approachable. I'm very reachable. I love helping people. And if you need a home, please call me. That's what I do.
All right. And that number was 832-545-4291. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
All right. Well, thank you so much, B. I really appreciate it. And I look
Oh,
forward
thank
to
you.
talking to you again soon. All
Okay,
right.
very soon. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys.
Woo. All right. All right. All right. I tell you, 3 down, 2 more to go. 2 more to go. This is amazing. This is amazing. We're going to bring on our next guest. And we're going to be very brief with her. First of all, I am super excited that she can make it. Let me see if she's still able to make it. She has been ill, and she was trying very hard to get it together. She says she's in. It says asking me for the email that you signed up with. It looks like she's having a hard time getting in. Let me send her a little link or something here. If in the meantime, can you put up the flyer so I can talk about the 3-day workshop that's coming up? You don't want to miss that. And here is the link that I'm giving her. Thank you so much, Heaven. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya said, awesome interview. Awesome interview. Okay. I am just super excited about, thank you so much. She says, love this. I am super excited about all of those different things. that we've just heard. And Kim is on. We're not going to keep her long because, like I said, I am super glad that she's here. She is not feeling well, but this woman, again, is another powerhouse. Of course, many of you love Steve Harvey and the Steve Harvey Show, but you did not know who was running the scenes, some of the major decisions behind the scenes. And this amazing woman now has her own production company and doing extremely well. And I cannot wait to bring her on. She is, again, not a one, not a two, but three-time Emmy Award winner, two being regional, national, and then one being regional. Let's not, without any hesitation and further ado, bring on the amazing Kim Gagne. Look at that Emmy in the back there.
Oh my God. Only for you.
I know.
Only for you will I crawl out of bed.
Oh my gosh. Well, we are going to keep this very short, you all, because she is not feeling well. And I am just so honored that even in her not feeling well, she got up out of her bed for us. Just give us some quick nuggets, Kim. First of all, when did you consider yourself successful? I know that Emmy is one thing, but was it? Well, I know it was way before that, but that would definitely do it.
You know, shoot, that's a good question. And I don't know if I guess on some levels, you know, I do consider myself to be successful because, you know, I'm a little girl from Fifth Ward in Houston who always knew they wanted to be in television, even at 7. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what it looked like, but I knew that I wanted to be in television and I wanted to deal with the box. That's what I call the TV at home, was the box. And I knew that I wanted to interview people. I was 7 years old and I was interviewing my mom. I would interview people who came over to the house. So it's always been there for me. But in terms of thinking successful, yes, getting a national daytime Emmy will make you feel successful.
Yes.
It will. And I wrote a book, and that made me feel pretty successful. But you know, you're successful, and then you kind of file it away, and you just keep grinding, you just keep moving.
That's
so
right.
I'm pretty thankful for all the things that have happened for me. But I think winning the Daytime Emmy Award, 2 of them, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good one.
I'm like, okay, girl, you did that. That was pretty good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Also, what will you tell somebody else? What will you tell someone else that's important if they want to become successful? Some kind of traits or characteristics?
Well, you know, it depends on, but you know, I think it doesn't matter what business you're in, whether it's television or, you know, obviously there are different things that you need to do for different businesses. Mm-hmm. You know, television is way different than you going and become corporate at the bank. Mm-hmm. That's different. But I do think the one thing that I tell people all the time is to listen, and listen more than you talk. Mm. And I think if you listen more than you talk, you will understand people a lot better, and you'll get a better gauge of what it is that your client needs, especially if you're owning your own business. Mm-hmm. Make sure you listen to your client, and whether or not that's producing a TV show, listen to your guest, understand what the needs are. And then I tell people all the time is that be fair to people. And I don't think people take that into consideration enough. That's right. I always tried to be, when I was a supervising producer and had producers under me, the one thing I really always tried to do was be fair. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I could let you have it at 1 minute, and the next minute we hugging, you know, and you telling me, you know, your kid is sick, whatever. But I always just try to be fair. And I think if you are running a business or you have an opportunity, be fair with people. Give people the benefit of the doubt and be fair with people until they show you who they are. And when they do, believe them. Like Maya Angelou says, believe them.
That's right. And that is so good. And we talked about that a little earlier, being fair and having integrity when you're working with people, because
Yeah.
it all makes a big difference. Someone says excellent knowledge. Thank you, Kim. Feel
And
better.
you know what? You only have your name.
That's right.
And that's all I got is my name. I'm like Tina Turner, my name. You know,
My
just give me my name. And so your name is very important. And
Yes.
you need to treat your name like gold, because you don't want anybody to tarnish your name.
That's
But
right.
again, it's about you. People gonna say what they're gonna say, so it
Mhm.
doesn't really matter about people. But you need to know
That's
that
right.
you stand above yourself when it comes to integrity, and all money ain't good money. So when somebody come to you, sorry, hold on. So when somebody comes to you and they are not with the best intentions, but the money looks good, remember that all money ain't good money.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Just a couple more because I know you're sick and I'm not going to keep you long.
It's okay.
What do you do when you have to push through in the worst times?
Like right now,
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, like right now.
you know what? You have to suck it up. Sometimes, sometimes you really have to just garner every ounce of strength in you to push forward.
Mhm.
And there are days, you know, when you are on a set and it's hot and you're miserable and people are cranky and you think, I cannot do another hour, let alone minute. And but you summon the energy somewhere.
Mhm.
Deep down inside, we all have it, and
Mhm.
we can all pull it out when we need to.
Mhm.
So I say that there are times where sometimes you literally are going to have to suck it up and make it happen and do what you got to do. I promised you I'd be here, and I'm sucking it up because I need to be here with these women. And if they can get anything from me, then it's worth everything. And that's what it's all about.
That's right. That's awesome. That is so awesome. So what's one of the hardest decisions you ever had to make?
Oh, that's a good one. Leaving my family. When I went to work in LA, that was really the first time I left my husband and my 3 kids. And that was to take a job in LA. And that was the hardest decision I ever had to make. But I'd worked here locally. I'd worked at all the stations, all the local TV stations pretty much. And I had run my course here during that news and that sort of thing. And I helped start Great Day Houston. But you know, it was either I was gonna grow, and if I was gonna grow, I had to go. And that's what I tell my interns, and that's what I tell young people. Grow and go. You're not meant to be somewhere for 30 years. Those days are over. We don't do that. Like my dad worked at General Electric for like 38, 40 years. Nobody does that anymore. So what I tell my daughter who's starting in production is you grow and you go.
That's right.
You get what you can get and you absorb everything you can, but you got to keep growing. And I would say, you know, if you're still my associate producer 5 years from the time we started, there's a problem, because that means that there's no growth. I've not promoted you. You've not asked to be promoted in 5 years. That's a problem. So, you know, but leaving home for the first time, and then I went from LA to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Chicago. So being away from my husband and my 3 kids for almost 6 years, I was traveling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That was probably the hardest decision I ever had to make. But it turned out great. It was great for my career. And I think my kids saw me doing something that I loved. They saw me go to work and love what I was doing. And they genuinely were happy for me. And they still are, because I set an example to my kids that this is possible, that you can do this. And I'm super proud of them now. You know, they're doing their thing now.
They are super proud of you. I got to meet and work with your husband while you were on the Steve Harvey Show out in LA. And he supported you and he loves you, and he was so Kim, and I love that. So that's amazing that you had the family that loved you and gave you that support.
And there was no way I could have done what I did and been okay with leaving my kids. You know, and people would say, "Oh my God, you left your kids with your husband?" I'm like, he their daddy. I didn't leave them with the pedophile down the street. He's their dad. And my husband stepped up to the plate and he encouraged me to go. He was the main one who said, "You will do this and you will go and you'll be great." So I tell young women all the time, make sure you watch who you marry.
That's right.
Because if they're not in your corner and they're not your champion, don't hook up with that.
That's
because
right.
sometimes women will dim their light to make their husband or spouse shine brighter. And before you know it, your light is out. Because
Yes.
you have dimmed it so much.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's great. That's great. That's great. I don't want to. People are blowing up over here. Oh my gosh. They are blowing up. And I'm sorry. I'm glad y'all blowing up over here, but I can't keep along. I promise you I can't. All right. Tenacity. Oh, that's great. Sounds great. I love this. That support system she has. Watch who you marry. That's big, Queen. She said, Don't they making notes. Be careful. Don't dim your light. They're over here taking notes on what you are saying. Yeah. Let me squeeze one more. I promise you one more. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you go away with what's something that you'd like to share that's great, important, or that helped you be successful, that can help somebody else be successful. Anything that you'd like to share.
I think a lot of times we put so much pressure on ourselves. We really do. As women, and especially Black women, we're told we got to be strong. We got to be this. And we literally are everything to everybody, you know? But one thing that I am starting to incorporate in my talks with young women especially is that you're enough. You are enough. You are enough. And you don't have to keep jumping through a million hoops to prove who you are.
Yes.
You are enough.
Yes. I love it. I love it. You are enough. What a great way to end it with Kim Gagne. I told y'all thought I was playing. I came with it with these ladies. I love it. I hate that she's not feeling well. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna cut her time a little short. Kim, is there any way they can reach you? Anybody, anything you got going on? Any of your social media handles if they want to follow you?
You know what? I am at KGagne19 on Instagram. KGagne19 on Instagram. I'm horrible about social media. Just horrible. But you can always find me on Instagram. You can DM me. I wrote the book, How to Win. I don't know where it is. How to Win, My Life in Television. You can always get that on Amazon. So that's what I got going on. I'm just super busy with the production company and, shooting commercials and, I got a lot on my plate, but anyway, it's a lot going on, but I'm loving every minute of it. And so, I say that, preparation meets opportunity. And so when you're prepared for things, you just ready to go. When the phone rings, you've got to be like this. Hello, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Opportunity. This is Miss Preparation. I'm ready.
Y'all hear this? Hello, I'm ready. Opportunity. This is Miss Preparation. Get prepared, ladies. Get prepared and be ready. Somebody said, love this lineup, Dr. Conti. Looking forward to this again.
You do great work, Conti. You're amazing. I think there's a special place in heaven for people like you. You and the women at Hawk and the people who deal with domestic violence and those things. There's a special place in heaven for you guys. For sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This has been very powerful. And from that is where I got doing the Success Season coaching, not just helping women come out of toxic relationship, but let's kill the game. Let's break the ceiling. Let's be successful.
Absolutely.
And so I have enjoyed helping women to change the trajectory of their lives and their careers, become 6- and 7-figure earners. And that is what this is all about.
Absolutely.
So, and I want to say this, your husband is very encouraging and he is a pusher and supporter, because I told him about my idea to do a calendar and I didn't want to do it for 12 months to a better you. It was your husband that says, you need to make it a book. do a book. And I was like, I don't want to do a book. I don't want another book. He says, dude, it don't have to be thick. Do a little one. And I did it. And that was my first international best-selling book.
What? Oh my God, that's so us. No, that's him.
He's just go do it.
That's who he is. Now let me tell you something. If you don't want to do something, don't tell him your idea.
Exactly.
He's gonna call you. He gonna email you. He gonna text you. He gonna push you to do it. So that's what we all love about him, you know.
We do. Thank you so much for your time. Go back and get in the bed. Love you.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you so much.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Awesome. I told you this is so amazing. I knew it would be. I wanted you guys to just really hear authentically from all of these amazing women who are doing some amazing things. And let me tell you, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you haven't gotten that focus, if you're feeling like it's just something that is missing, and you all of these things that we've talked about here today inspire you and excite you, please join me for my 3-day success season workshop. It's absolutely free. We're going to put the name of it up here. You're able to get some impeccable information. And for those who registered, I'm only taking a few people, but for those who registered, you get first dibs in the queue for the virtual seats for this success season workshop. All right. If you're tired of being stuck, if you feel like you're thriving but just barely surviving, or can't get up there, or you don't know which thing to focus on, let me help you get that together. Become one of our success sisters, and I'm going to help you. I'm excited about it. Please join me next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Absolutely free. I promise you, you will not regret it. Now, let's go to last but definitely not least. When I tell you, Kim Roxy, we have two Kims. Now we have Kim Roxy. Look, I need to put my order in. It's time for some new lipstick. She has some amazing products. Let me tell you about Kim and who she is. Kim Roxy, the CEO of Lamique Beauty, Southern Belle seasoned makeup artist, licensed esthetician, and member of the Cosmetic Executive Women. Kim Roxy experienced firsthand on how WOC can be overlooked in the clean beauty market. At the young, tender age of 21 years old, with a $500 investment, she opened up her own makeup shop and catered to multicolored women in the Houston hometown area. After running it for 14 years in 2020, Roxy launched Lamique Beauty brand and her e-commerce clean beauty company, making Lamique the first Black-owned clean makeup brand carried by the major beauty retail specialty Ulta.com. Woo! Changing the clean beauty game in Houston, Texas, and beyond. Kim Roxy has received numerous awards. I was just with her a couple of weeks ago while she was receiving one of her many awards, including the Barack Obama and Joe Biden Lifetime Achievement Award for the community service, one of Houston's Business Journal 40 Under 40, one of the Innovational MAP Awards, Top Founder Under 40, one of the American Business Journal's Most Influential Young Executive Award, one of the 30 Black Stars by Face to Face Africa. The city of Houston formally named June 23rd as Kim Roxy's Day. All right. Hey, and it doesn't even say this in here, but Meghan Markle wears Kim's makeup and talked about how it's one of her favorite products. Let's bring on the awesome Kim Roxy. It says, let's see. She's trying to get in. Let's see what's going on. And I know that, like I said, we have them timed. And so she had a different time. And so she probably, I sent her a message to see if she could hop on just a little bit early. I'm not sure if she got that, but if she has not, we are going to continue until I can get her on. Hi, did you check my text? We are waiting. It's a few minutes early. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, so we did. So I like to do things decent and in order. So they had an agenda. And so we were supposed to be speaking with Kim Gagne till about 10 minutes after 12. And then Kim Roxy was supposed to come on from 10 after 12 until about 12:40. So that is what happened because she said, oh, that's not, she didn't get the text that she can pop on early. But let me tell you guys, we want to talk about some other things. While we got this quick minute, I want to help you cultivate and emulate wealthy people's habits, because I always say, stop hating. You don't have to hate. Just emulate some of the things that you see them do. For one, practice being consistent. Be consistent. Stop starting things and stopping things. And when you get a chance to, I'll do it this day or not that day. If you set your goals on doing something, you must practice consistency. It's hard to build wealth. It's hard to build clientele. It's hard to build your business if you're not going to be successful, means consistent with your success. Also, wealthy people are consistently planning. We heard B say that she is a planner and she has goals and she set goals. So that's the kind of thing things that wealthy people do. They plan. Also, we talked to B, who's a real estate realtor. One of the things that wealthy people do that you can emulate is investing in real estate, in land. Invest in real estate and land. Wealthy people also have an emergency fund. I often ask my Success Sister clients, what are you doing for your emergency fund? Or how big of an emergency can you have? I give this example that once in my leadership group, they asked everybody, if you had a $500,000 emergency and you could not borrow the money from anywhere and you had 24 hours to get it, they said cross the line, everybody that could handle that emergency. And there were people, a lot of people in the room with me in my leadership group that was crossing the line. And at that time, I couldn't cross the line. And I said, that moment, that will be the last time that I won't be able to cross the line for that question. So that became what my goal was, to at least be able to handle a $500,000 emergency. What if you had a $100,000 emergency? What if you had a $50,000 emergency? How big of an emergency can you have? Can you even have a $5,000 emergency and be able to take care of it tomorrow? What about a $1,000 emergency? Many of us will be struggling with a $500 emergency. It's time to cultivate and emulate what wealthy people are doing so that you can be a successful sister, honey. Not just successful, but extraordinarily successful. Please join me on May 10th, 11th, and 12th so that I can help you with all the things that can help you become that successful sister. I know it's time for you to level up. It's time for us to level up. So I'll talk about much more of those, avoiding debt, a whole bunch of other things, how to have a platform. What do you have? Taking that platform that you have and really making it go to the next level. All right. So you cannot stop now. Look, I know you've had your grief seasons and you've had your discouragement seasons. You've had your seasons where you just was broke down, mad, sad, and tired. Listen, you've had your fake it till you make it seasons. You've had your striving, but just not barely surviving seasons. It's time for your extraordinarily success season. And one of the things that we have to do is invest in ourselves. Yes, work the plan. Work the plan. But let me tell you, for many years, I was working some plans and I was still one of those that was striving, but barely surviving. Sometimes, like I said, you have to get with mentors, coaches, and consultants that have a plan that has been working. And so once I started getting with people that can literally help me on the plan, man, it took off like a rocket. And I was helping other people take off like a rocket. We have to be able to figure out a way to invest so that we're not spinning our wheels with the wrong plan. Okay, spinning our wheels with a plan that's still a barely trying to make it plan. And then one of the things that Tess Tim said, and I think Seneca, that mindset, you can have the best laid plan, but it's that mindset that's going to help you be able to take that plan and truly walk it out. Truly believe you can have it. I believe we've got Kim Roxy here with us. Am I correct, Heaven? Has she made it on? But this is all good information. Yay! She has made it on. Someone says we love us some Kim Roxy.
Oh, I love y'all.
All right. Well, yes, love Kim Roxy. Love Lamique products. So they have been waiting for you. Like I said, definitely last but not least, this is a powerhouse group. Man, I thank you. Hats off to you. Another super busy lady creating makeup, making makeup, traveling all over everywhere. I look up one day, I see she on a New York TV show. I look up another day, she's somewhere else on that show. But I tell you, Lamique is the bomb. And any of you we're so great to have her start this here in Houston, because we can just ride around the corner and pick it up at the stores. But you guys can get it. You can order from anywhere. She's going to tell you all about her product and her brand. But Kim.
Yes.
Kim, how did all this get started?
Oh my goodness, how did it all get started? I'm like, I'm asking the same questions sometimes. But I started. Shout out to the people who started with me when I opened up my first store in Sharpstown Mall, my first makeup shop where I was doing eyebrows, doing eyelashes, doing makeup. That's where it started for me. And it has, just blossomed and pivoted and just evolved over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But, for me, it just started I had worked at a makeup counter while I was in college. And I loved how I made women feel. Like when I got done, like showing them the makeup, and I really didn't even do makeup well back then, to be honest. I had never touched anybody's face before. And my manager of the store that I was working at, she said, "What are you telling these women?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "You're selling more makeup than me, but you don't even know how to do makeup that good." She was like, "So what are you telling these women?" And I was like, "I love making them feel good about themselves." So Dr. Conti, it has always been about just making women feel good about themselves, and that fulfilling me. So Lamique Beauty is just about uplifting, people just where they are. And that's what it's all about.
Yes. And that has also been a common thread with the ladies here. We are nurturers, we're encouragers. We love giving and making people feel good. And somebody had a question earlier about how do you, deal with women that are high-end women and not feel intimidated? Because it's not about us. It's about helping other people. It's about giving back to other people. And I tell you, just like Kim said, it is so rewarding. It is so rewarding. All right. So Kim, what has been one of the most difficult decisions you've had to make?
I mean, I think on a regular basis, I'm making difficult decisions sometimes because this is all about taking risk and having faith and following something that you might not see the blueprint to. So one of the most difficult decisions I had to make probably was closing my store that I had for 14 years back in 2018. And it was difficult in regards to understanding that I wasn't closing it because it was doing bad. I was closing it because there was more. So I think that, just a difficult decision around sometimes people not understanding like why you do something, but just believing that one day the vision will be seen. And then people understanding in 2020, everybody saw what I was seeing back then. Like I could explain it then. Sometimes you won't be able to explain yourself when you're making the difficult decision right then, but just continue living. Like, your grandmother used to say, like, right, like continue going and it will show up why you had to do that.
That's right. And that's also, we were talking earlier about being in tune with what God is telling you to do, because there are going to be things that God will tell you to do. And Kim and I both can attest to this, that you're like, what? You want me to do what? And you don't even understand it. So it's hard to make or get someone else to understand what God is saying do, because sometimes we don't understand, but it all reveals itself, and he never leads you wrong when you are being led and guided by him.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's so critical, because sometimes we try to do stuff that makes sense for everybody else, but we'll miss the mark because we were not in tune, like you just said. And we will miss the mark, not just of doing it, but we'll miss the mark, the impression, the actual mark, the impact that we were supposed to make. And that's the part,
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, when did you consider yourself a success? Like, when did you say, oh, wait a minute, this thing is doing some stuff? Oh, this is really doing some stuff.
When I found out Dr. Conti knew about it, okay? Because she was okay. So like that is certified. All right, we got it. Oh my gosh. I think, seriously, I think that, I think for me, I was so like, I've always, I probably have never really sort of been really caught up on being successful. I don't, because I don't, to me, that seems so far off.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a climb. And I think I'm so climbing for that. But I will say, I remember, if anybody ever heard my story before, and for people who maybe just first time ever hearing me speak today and be on this interview with you, Dr. Conti, I was 16 when I got kicked out of high school, and I had to go to an alternative school. Well, my parents advocated for me to go to alternative school because they just wanted to expel me, and that's it. But I went to an alternative school, and I went through that whole time, very, very rough time for me as a teenager. And 5 years, I remember writing down that in 5 years, I just want to be successful. I couldn't even tell you what I wanted to be, what that looked like, what career that was. But I remember being in that alternative school and my teacher seeing me so frustrated. She said, write down in 5 years what your 5-year goal is. She said, write down your 1-year goal. I wrote down my 1-year goal. I want to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
5-year goal. I want to be successful. Mm-hmm. And so when you say, when did you turn around and know you were successful? It was when 5 years later, I opened up my makeup shop as soon as I graduated from college, 5 years later. And from that time, I wrote that down. And the alternative school that I went to, unbeknownst to me, they sent me a career day letter for me to come to the career day. I didn't even realize it was alternative school. I just seen a career day. I RSVP'd the day of the event. I'm following directions to get to the school. And I'm like, this is starting to look familiar. And I pull up, and it's the alternative school that I went to. And I went inside, and I kind of was like, I thought I was being pranked. I thought like maybe what was happening. And I was like, because I'm still young, you know, I'm 22 years old, you know, so I'm still like, you know, like what is going on? And I get on the inside and they're like, yeah, they telling us about the building because you can't just walk around that school. You know, it's like basically like a lockdown kind of school. They're like, so you can't go to this area, you got to do this, they're going to buzz you in, like all this kind of stuff that has to happen. And I was like, oh yeah, I know how to get in on that side. They were like, wait, how do you know about this like campus? Like what, you know? And I was like, I went here? No way. No way. And I was like, yes. And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, well, why did y'all call me over here? They were like, because the students, because the school wasn't too far from Sharpstown Mall where I opened up my first place. And they were like, the students went to your place and they just wanted to have a store like yours. They wanted to work in makeup. They wanted to work in costumes. Like they were just like, this the career they want. They want to be you. And I was like, what? And so they were like, we have never had anybody come to the school to speak for our career day who has actually been to that alternative school before. So they took me around the whole, you know, I went around the whole school talking to every student. And I just was able to stand there and say, you know, look, we can be that. So that was the success.
That had to be a good and amazing feeling. That is a beautiful story. I love it. I love it. And you know what? God, he is just so funny like that.
Mm-hmm.
Funny like that. I remember being asked right after one of my fashion shows. We did a fashion show for an organization to raise money for domestic violence. This is way before I got into domestic violence. I was actually still being abused, but I was modeling. Wow. And so the organization asked if the producer would send one of the models over to speak to the ladies. Mm-hmm. And they said that they had requested me. It was just something about me. They liked that when they wanted her to come. Mm-hmm. And so nobody really knew what I was going through. And I was like, and I'm thinking, I can't go over there. I can't go talk to them about domestic violence. They don't know I'm in a situation just like that.
Yeah.
So he wasn't taking no. Nobody was taking no. And I'm like, okay, I felt like a hypocrite. I was like, Lord, why am I going over here? Well, it was my very, very, very first speaking engagement. And it was the very thing that catapulted all of this.
Wow.
And when I walked in, Kim, there was a lady that said, there you go. Y'all always keep bringing these women in here to speak. Because I had on a jacket and you couldn't see any abuse or anything.
Yeah.
Y'all keep bringing these women in here to speak. Look at her. She doesn't know anything about abuse. She ain't going through nothing. She's a highfalutin model, blah, 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 blah. And the manager was trying to calm her down because she was like a heckler. You know, she was like, oh, look at her. So I said, excuse me. I said, can I please go back out and come back in? Because the spirit said, take off your jacket. Mm-hmm. Because I did have bruises on me that day. And so I went back out and I said, I'd like to reintroduce myself. And I told them who I was and that, yes, I know exactly what you're going through. Mm. By the time I was over, people were standing up. They were crying. We were all hugging each other.
Yes.
And they were like, well, when can you come back? I said, wait, I still need to go get out of this situation first. Yeah. Start doing this on a regular. But it was just God ordained. I was supposed to be the one.
Exactly.
And they got to still see that model on stage and still living a life. And it's not just them that was going through it, but she's doing it and can keep going and get out of it. So can I. So can I. And me and that woman who was the heckler, we stayed in touch for many years afterwards, and she did very well. So yeah, you were supposed to be the one at that school just for that reason. How amazing. Amazing. All right, Kim, someone wants to know, how do you push through in your worst times?
Sometimes I just rest in that. I think sometimes, pushing sometimes is the appropriate thing to do, right? And then sometimes pushing just looks like settling, like chilling, like, it doesn't always look like, just getting up and going and da 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 da. You know, like, yeah, like it's like the pushing. Sometimes it's like a lot of times we're looking for different images. So I'm in a industry where we're always putting out images, like what does something look like? What does that look like? What's that look? And so when we talk about like how do you push through the worst times, the tough times, that image of what that looks like to push through might look different at different times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think being well with that is the most important part. Sometimes it might look like you crying every night, right? And you crying to release, and you cry and you write in your journal, and your journal got teardrops on it. You, when you go back through the papers, they be crisp because it be, you know, the tears be on the paper. But you push through that season, right? And you know, I think that like for me, like I'm just conscious about that, and I don't feel bad because of whatever it looked like I had to do. Maybe in one season, my push through might look like, you know, me not, I don't know, like cleaning up or whatever it is. Like it's like the push through might be something different for everybody at like a different time. And I just think that for me, it's just about just having that peace that these are seasons we're going through, and that I'm not trying to be like this. I'm not going to guilt trip myself. I'm not going to put so much on myself that I cannot sort of get through the tough times because I got some image of what push through looks like.
Right.
So, I got my stress less shirt on today, right? And I put that on intentionally to remind myself what, you know, what today is it look like for me, what this weekend looked like for me. And it's just like those reminders. That's how I get through. I'm just okay with whatever season it is for me, and how I get through it is how I get through it, and I tell the story after.
I love that. I love that. So ladies, did you hear that? Push through can look different depending on the situation. Some push through could be, you know, look, I'm gonna push through because I'm gonna get in this hot tub and run me some hot bubble bath and chill out because I need to relax and calm down so that I can push through. Or it could mean doing something different, you know. So hey, that's amazing, you know. And we have to be careful. We have to be careful. Again, that's self-awareness. Okay. I always talk about self-discovery is the best recovery. We have to be careful not to try to do things that's not in our lane, that doesn't work for me. And I tell people all the time, when I was, I went to, anytime I would go to a financial planner or somebody, the first thing they will always cut out is you don't need your nails. You don't need to get those massages that you get, you know, regularly. You don't need to get their house clean. You have to cut out the housekeeper. I teach my clients, don't downsize, right size. And so when you're pushing through, you can use the same thing. Push through, use the right size way to push through for you. Because girl, I would cut my nails off. Now, mind you, I've been wearing nails and owned a nail salon, did celebrity nails. Can you imagine? This is like a part of me.
Wow.
I would cut them off. I would be depressed. I would get rid of the housekeeper. Most of you all know I have 3 older sisters. I was the baby. Even the half siblings are all oldest. I'm the last of all of them. So I didn't have to do a lot of cleaning. So the house, hey, I see you there.
She said, I want to say hi. Okay, they heard you.
You know, and so I would get rid of the housekeeper and all of that. But then I would be miserable.
Miserable because you allow someone to tell you what that looks like for you, and they don't know how it is for you. They don't know that cleaning up takes you like 2 days, where the housekeeper it takes them 3 hours, right? And like they just don't know. And so for you, it is more financially beneficial for you to pay the housekeeper. Yes. And you would have made that money in those 2 days, everything you need, no big deal, versus you taking 2 days taken
Yes.
away from all of, financially, even everything you could have done. So for everybody's, that's different. When you have those nails, your nails are part of your identity. You financially can make more money. You make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? To even have it because you show up in such a way. So like, that's the whole point of not allowing someone to tell you what that looks like for you. And that's what beauty to me is about. It's like not allowing somebody to tell you, don't make people make you feel bad about wearing makeup. Like I've had so many people, like people make them feel bad. I have, it's like, why are you making somebody feel bad? Oh, what you all dressed up for? Oh, why you look like that? It's like, what are
Stuff all my life.
you talking about? This makes this person feel good. Why would we shame that, right? Why would we shame that? Why would we? It's like what? Like for me this morning, I have been, Dr. Conti, you already know, I have been in straight on mode. I've been in on mode, to be honest, since this year has started. So like even this Saturday, like being able to like get up and like do like my whole skincare regimen, I was like, oh my God, I'm coming on the show today and I'm showing this good skin, baby, because this girl has done her skincare regimen this morning, honey. And so for me, that's what it looked like for me today. And that made me feel good. I didn't feel any pressure to have to put on my brow duo, which I feel like I can't live without. But I didn't feel any pressure to put it on for the moment, right? Because there was this thing that I was doing to get ready and to be ready. And this is how I got ready in this moment. Like we all need to take control of that. That is so important.
Yes.
Because we have just gotten so caught up and like, oh, they said this and this and that, and we're shaping ourselves and we're looking around and we're like, this is not even me anymore. Like you just said, like I would do all that stuff and I look and say, this is not even me.
Yeah.
And they shape that just with their words. So we have to be secure and own our look, own it.
Yes, and you come on, and when you do that, you're just as successful looking in your mind and your spirit. It's not about, oh, I got to be on, so I got to have the hair a certain way or the skin. I have on the makeup. I'm a makeup. Look, you pushing that beautiful skin and proud of it. I love it. And everything exude confidence. Ladies, it starts with us. I don't care what, it starts with you.
Yes.
Exude that confidence. Confidence is the sexiest thing you can have. The sexiest
thing. And people feel it, right? People be feeling it. People be feeling it. It passes on and it's healthy for others. Now that's something that's a good healthy transfer.
Yes.
Sharon said she was told not to wear wig. She was told not to wear wig. Somebody told her that.
Yes, she said, I was told I need to stop wearing makeup, wigs, go natural to change who I am for them. Absolutely not.
And what does it mean? And what does it mean? See, like even like some things, I'm sorry, I just like dissect. I'm like, what does it even mean to say to go natural? Just because someone is not wearing makeup doesn't actually mean they're being natural. Like I don't know what the idea is around that, because it's like this thought that, oh, they're being natural and real, but actually they could be the least authentic person in the room. So it just doesn't.
Y'all better write that down. Y'all better get that. Y'all better get that. Now she stepped on something right there. Literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. So like natural in regards to, natural ingredients. I mean, like, I'm just like, what does that mean? Right. Like let's just define what that means. But like, yeah, like that whole idea of that. I actually experienced hair loss. And so for me, I have shaved my head before. And it's funny because sometimes people have assumptions about when they see you with a bald head, like what that means about you, versus sometimes I'm wearing my, some of my good accessories, my good wigs, like whichever one I want to do, like, and I'm doing that. And then it's like this perception around, If I had on the wig, then I'm a certain kind of way. Like people have like these different perceptions and these different point of views. And it's like actually the same person, and the way I feel and who I am is the same.
Right.
And so yeah, so we gotta bring up our intelligence around the way we see each other to really see each other. And I think we need to raise our intelligence on that level. And that's what I'm going to challenge everybody today, especially with that book that you've written, with what you put out there. Like, come on, raise your intelligence, raise your intelligence, raise your intelligence around how you see people.
That's right. And that's what Sister says. It's time to clean up. The book that you all is going live. You can start purchasing pre-orders Monday. Yes, and that's what it's about. Sister said it's time to clean up in your, and like I said, in your attitude, clean up in your finances, clean up in the kind of things that you think you should be dating. No, you should not. That should be off limits. Certain things, certain people. Yes. Let's get, as B say, that portfolio together. It's time to clean up all the way around.
Yes. I love what Tanya said too.
Yes, Tanya said, embracing our uniqueness is our individual lanes that pertain to us maximizing our existence, therefore allowing us to live the abundant life God intended. Yes. That is awesome.
Yes.
Raise your intelligence. Amen. That's what my sister says. She rewrote what you said.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Awesome. I love it. So what kind of advice would you give someone who wants to start a line of business or be an entrepreneur? What are some of the things that you would share, just, in general, for them that they would need to a strength or characteristic that would really help them?
Yeah. Lean into the pain and problem that's got you to start it. When you think about starting something, most of the time it is coming up off of pain. It's coming up off a problem. You know what I mean? It's coming up off some pain. Okay. Our thought, yes, Sonia, our thought is that there is this thought to where when we start something, it's because we feel so good and we're going to start it and we're going to have a good time. This is not your birthday party. Okay. This is not what we're doing. We're not planning a birthday party. We are not, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what you are starting. Most of the time when you start something, it's because you're pissed off. Mm-hmm. You're frustrated. Mm-hmm. You can't find another answer to the problem. You looked all around. And finally, you're like, I just got to come up with this, I guess, since nobody else, are you trying to prove something? You need to prove it. The reason why you came out with it. So I would just say lean into that. I know there's a scripture that talks about having patience and building endurance, and then endurance building character and all of that. Mm-hmm. Think about, that's what this is about. So I just would say, probably don't expect, don't expect everybody to throw you a party because you decided to solve a problem.
That's right.
Even when it's Dr. Conti, I mean, even you out here, even when you're out here saving lives, right? It's still there's resistance.
Oh, yes.
There's so much resistance. And so you have to remember that you started this for that reason. So if you're looking for a pat on the back, if you're looking for a thank you for around every corner, if you're looking for everybody, that's not what you're going to get from this. You probably need to go, it's something else out there for you. Because this seriously is something to where, you got to really lean into that. Yes. And so being really, really strong-willed around that, is where I think about and where I am. And but also watch your tongue. Mm-hmm. When you start something, your tongue is very powerful. So be mindful of that. You're starting something, you got to start speaking differently. You know, you got to start using a new language. You know, if you already used to talking, you know, as a person of vision and a person of optimism, then you keep on that same and you keep going. If you're a person who, you know, you notice, monitor your time. I want every, you know, do like I like to do analysis. I even do this on myself. I go, what did I talk? What was my words yesterday? You know, what did I talk about today? At the end of the day, I do almost like a analysis check of my words. I try to look and say, okay, I audit what was my conversation today. When I talked to my husband, how did I talk? Okay, I kind of talk. Okay, when I talked to this person, I talked like that. When I had that meeting, okay, when I talked to my team, I'm auditing my words. I'm auditing my words because my words are shaping my outcomes. And so I'm doing an audit on my words. And so I know a lot of times, you know, we talk about, you know, doing meditation and all these things are healthy wellness. I want us to start to incorporate at the end of the day. I want you to audit your words. So then at the beginning of the next day, you can sort of take on that audit and you're like, okay, let me start. But you start shaping those words. Some happen, some bad, something that you think is bad, because everything that we look at as bad is not really bad, actually. But something that we think is bad happens. Start thinking about it. Okay, it's in your brain. The words you want to put out, start auditing the words before they come out of your audible. And you start to think about that. And then you say, oh, okay, I got it. Let me start shaping those words. And then you're going to watch your point of view change. And then you're going to watch the outcome change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to speak it. I always say sometimes you have to speak it, and people want to see it before they can be it, but you got to speak it, and then you start to see it, and then you can be it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody have another question for Kim? This is awesome. I'm going to give one more to it, and I'm not going to keep her long. These are very, very busy ladies. We had to really work with their schedules and their times, and I am super excited that they were able to oblige me, and I am so grateful. So one other thing, Kim, what are some of your success habits? Like, what are your daily routines, or what is the biggest factors that's helped you become successful?
You know, I think like what we just talked about, like that whole audit your words, like that part is really big.
Mm-hmm.
That's really huge. What we're doing here, uplifting each other, queening up, that whole idea of queening up and calling others queens and reverencing others. And, you know, Dr. Conti, like you said, you know, to be honest, today was supposed to be my day. I did nothing. That's why I got this shirt on, actually. But I allowed this to come into play because in my mind, it was just a conversation I was having with my friend, right? And so I think that for me, like just going with the flow sometimes and allowing it to be, and just sort of moving in that mode, I think is really important. And then also realizing that my success habit, you know, that I think about too, is like realizing that I'm the one. Mm-hmm. I'm the one. I'm the one in the million. I'm the one that, you know, was sent, right? I'm the one that is called, and we all are, right? That we go back, that's just shaping the words. Those are the words that you tell yourself, that you remember, that you have that confidence that Dr. Conti has. We can get that when we think to ourselves, I'm the one, you know, I'm the one, you know, and I think that that's just something there that's important. Stressing less, you know, I think that, you know, I can't do anything if I am worried about everything. And so I think that, you know, that's just something else that I think about, but I am a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. I feel like you did when you went in there and talked to the women and you were like, well, I'm going through that. So y'all got me over here talking. That's how I feel all the time. I am a work in progress. I am something else that makes me feel really good is like this. I'm the one. So everything that I am not would never take me from my position of being the one, right? And so I think about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think about that because real talk, I am. You talk about self-awareness. I am not a. I mean, I could think. I'll become more aware as years come forth. Lord, continue to grant me them. However, at this point, I am pretty aware that it's a lot in me. Like it's a lot I don't know. It's a lot. It's I'm pretty aware of that, right? But I also realize that like I'm the one. So and nothing that I'm not will stop that.
Amen. Y'all get that? That's a great way to end it. Knowing that you are the one. You're the one. Meghan Markle thinks she's the one, the Princess of Dulcich. Is that the right?
Yes,
She thinks she's the one too. She loves
yes,
it.
she does. She thinks she's the one, the Princess of Sussex, and I'm so grateful that she wears the Lamique Beauty Brow Duo. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't have created that right out of my eyebrows not growing in and using that. She, I'm like, it made it to her and she's using it. I'm like, right. So like, that's that point that like, we can have imposter syndrome all we want to.
Right.
At the end of the day, you still doing good stuff and other people recognizing it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you again. Kudos. Hats off to you. This has been amazing. Ladies, did I not tell you all you were in for a treat?
Can I give them a treat too, though?
Absolutely. Whatever you'd like.
Sylvia, I see Sylvia saying I am the one, and I want us to take that with us. So what I want to do is I want everybody who came in and supported Dr. Conti, who's going to pre-order their book on Monday. We're going to make sure that she makes it all the way to the top of what she's doing. And just to really simmer on that word of I am the one. Y'all know how Dr. Conti shows up, baby. Dr. Conti is the epitome of a woman, okay? Beauty personified, makeup, nails, she know how to talk, everything, hair, everything, okay? And so I want to give you all a 20% discount, and that's very uncommon. We do not run that. Even if you go on our website, you won't see that for any promotions, but we're going to do 20% off for you for coming to this conference. And the code will be I am the one. And the website is, yes, I am the one. And the website is lamiquebeauty.com, LAMIK beauty.com. You can go there, get a custom blend foundation just for you, whatever you need, but you'll get 20% off. And the code is I am the one. And that's going to be good for 48 hours.
All right. I tell you what, a better way, no better way to end this. I love that. I am the one. Okay, don't y'all steal it because that might be my next book title. I am the one. I'm gonna but Monday, go by Sister Sis. It's time to queen up. It's time to queen up. These are some amazing ladies. We talked about how we all can queen up, how they've done it, how I've done it, and I tell you, this has been phenomenal. So you all can be looking like Meghan Markle and me and Thesha and all the rest of us who wear Kim's makeup and get your 20% discount. And like she said, this is never heard of. She didn't do this. So I thank you for the favor. I thank you for the favor. I thank you for taking your day that she had set aside to do nothing to bless us. And wasn't it a blessing? Yes, it was. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I love you too. Have a phenomenal Mother's Day and kiss.
You too.
Thank you. And kiss Loretta for me.
I sure will. You sure will.
All right. Bye-bye. Ladies. All right. I told you all we were in for a treat. I just want to go back really quickly for some of those who missed some of the amazing things that were said. We talked to Kim Roxy, we just ended it up with her. She said one of the difficult things was closing her store, but then look at what it did and where she went from there. Lean into the pain in the problem. I'm often telling my clients that I coach, there's a story. What is your story? What's the problem you're trying to solve? We're going to talk about that on May 10th, 11th, and 12th. If you have not registered for the free 3-day Success Season Workshop, please do that. It's right here. I also have it on my page. You don't want to miss it. We're going to talk about that, creating your story so that it can leverage room for you. Also, Kim Gagne talked about listening more and talking less, being fair to the people that work with you or your clients. And your name is very important to you. Living up to what you say because of your name, making sure that you live when your name is everything. People want to think and know that you are, that with that name comes not perfection, but excellence. With that name comes integrity. With your name comes, a whole bunch of things, and you don't want to put your name out there and cause other problems. Test 10 says, reprogram your mind. Reprogram your mind. How about that? Reprogram your mind. She talked about working smarter, not harder. She talked about deciding on the circle and the net that you're going to be a part of. Seneca talked about, making sure that you plan and putting God first in your planning. Oh, she talked about just, making sure that you're committed and that you're intentional, being intentional. All of them had some amazing things to say. B often says she's often pleased, but never satisfied, meaning that she is going to keep going because she's never satisfied. It's never enough, meaning I can do more. I always say good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. So there's always so much more that can be done, that you can do. Don't just give up. I mean, I love it. Also, Seneca said, speaking affirmations. She's really big on speaking positive words into her life. Just like Kim Roxy just said, you are the one. She says she wakes up saying she's a believer, and she wakes up saying that she's good and she's great and she's going to do great things, and speaking those affirmations into your life. So ladies, they have poured into you some amazing nuggets and information. I am so glad that you were here. Please, the book Sis to Sis, It's Time to Queen Up. Let's make it my third bestseller. I know you're going to do it, but let me tell you all, this one is the one. This is really what you, when I tell you it talks about queening up in your relationship. Put it back up for me really quick. The subtitle, Contiology, Queen Up Principles to Attract Those That Recognize You Are the Prize. We just said, you are the one. And this in the first chapter is for others to recognize you are the prize. Guess what? You got to know you're the prize. You got to know you are the one. And so this is going to be an amazing book. It's going to bless your life. You're going to want to get it too. One for you and one for somebody else to share. And listen, also, if you have not registered, please go to my website, go to my pages, inbox us here. We'll get you the registration for the free workshop that's coming up, the Success Season Workshop. It's virtual. You can do it from anywhere. Those who are on here who've gone through it can tell you, I don't have to tell you, they can tell you how powerful it is. Let some people know if you've gone through the workshop, how great this was here in the chat. You're not going to want to miss it. And I'm telling you, it's going to bless your life. We'll have the link where you can register. For those who registered today, I know that it has been playing live It has also been playing on YouTube and on my Facebook channels. But those who register, we have a special treat for you. I'm only going to take a certain amount of people in the workshop. So you will get first dibs to VIP, the virtual seats. So please look for information for that. You also will get my ABCs of Self-Success, which is a $59 value for absolutely free for those who registered. And for those who registered, you will get the stream link. In case you missed somebody, you want to go back and see the replay, and you want to have it at your disposal, you will also get the StreamYard link to this session. So I tell you, it's amazing. It's been amazing. We're going to continue to do Success Seasons workshops, Success Seasons summits, and I am here. I'm here for you. I'm ready to help you queen up and get all that God has caused you to have and called for you to be. It was amazing. Yes, it was. Do not miss it. Thank you so much. Yes, the workshop is amazing and worth your time. Yes, it is. It's absolutely amazing. And listen, I am putting together the Extraordinarily Success Sisters private jet tour. We're going to be going on a private jet in November. Get your duckies in a row. For those who already got your money together, all of my high-end, high achievers, high 6 and 7 figure earners, let's go. Let's hop on it. Let me know, inbox me if you are ready to take our jet trip in November of this year. And I'll have much more information coming to you about that really, really soon. And I just cannot thank you enough. Hats off to you. You all have a phenomenal, extraordinarily wonderful Mother's Day weekend. And you can all reach me, Dr. Conti Speaks, on Facebook. My business page is Dr. Conti Terrell Speaks. My personal page is Dr. Conti Terrell. Instagram, Dr. Conti Terrell. YouTube, Dr. Conti Terrell. All right. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining. And I know this blessed your life. It's your success seasons, ladies. Go and get it.